about what you did for us this morning. The closest school to this ballpark is right over the left field wall, Trinity Lutheran School, and serving the community is nothing new to you. In fact, the University of Tennessee and the NCAA bestowed a very special honor on you for doing that, and I'd like you to tell our listeners about it.
Okay, what it was they give out 10 awards per year, and it's called the Good Works Team. The Good Works Team, and what it is it's all volunteer. You volunteer to hospitals, which was children's hospitals, elementary schools, any kind of school that would, be interested in coming to hear you talk. And I was, being a kid at one time, I enjoyed doing that. And I was fortunate enough to receive an award at the end of the year.
From the NCAA?
From the NCAA and the SEC.
And only 10 were given out nationwide?
Yes, sir.
How proud of that are you compared to what you've accomplished on the diamond?
Well, I've gotten some pretty, nice baseball awards throughout my career, but, just seeing the smiles on the kids' faces, that probably meant the most to me, was seeing their reaction.
And that's what Chris brought out this morning at Trinity Lutheran Church. Brooks, is it bad? And Bob, you and Chris, our interview guest, share a couple of common threads. His hometown, you've been there, and he's a Tennessee volunteer football fan.
Well, I was interested, too, since Tiffin, Georgia's a springboard to Florida and spring training, about your high school career, and you said you had won baseball awards, too, so what are they?
Well, I was a 3-time All-State, 4-time All-Region, and then I played basketball as well, and I received some awards from there. But just some summer awards over there.
Point guard.
I was a shooting guard. Shot to 3.
Okay.
And, Bob, you've been to Tiffin, Georgia.
Yes, I have. Driving to spring training. No doubt about it. I think I got trapped down in that country in an ice storm once. Man, and that is another story. Tennessee football. A guy from Georgia shouldn't be involved with the Volunteers.
Well, I'll tell you what, my family's still trying to get on to me a little bit. A lot of my family members are huge dog fans. My brother-in-law went to University of Georgia, but it was actually, my decision was between Alabama, University of Tennessee, and Georgia. And I went to Rocky Top up there, and I couldn't resist it because it was a great time, and I just kind of wanted to do something a little different.
Chris, I want you to tell our listeners about your travels. You followed the Tennessee football team on the road, and one of the places you've been that I haven't, but Bob has, is Notre Dame Stadium. I want your impressions of being a visiting fan in Notre Dame Stadium, and then we'll have Bob tell our listeners about how often he's been to South Bend.
Well, it's about a 10 to 12-hour drive for me, but, I just playing sports my whole life, and getting the opportunity to play Notre Dame in South Bend, I had to go. So we made hotel arrangements, and me and a bunch of teammates took off. I think it was Friday morning. We kind of skipped class a little bit, but that's another story. But it was an unbelievable atmosphere. A very rich tradition, and I enjoyed it. And I got to walk around and see the locker room and do a lot of the things. I mean, it was just, after watching the movie Rudy, it's one of my favorite movies, and then to finally get to see it, it was pretty nice.
Bob, is that how you remember it?
You usually get beat when you get over there, and so did the Tennessee Volunteers.
We did. It was a tough game. We come back in the fourth quarter, but we did tote it. We took the loss.
I was there one time when the Irish were dubbed the Fainting Irish. They were playing Iowa, and the players faked injuries at the end of the first half and end of the game to delay and get a timeout because they had used all their timeouts. A guy by the name of Frank Varicchione was flopping around like an old tired turtle on the field, and they were dubbed then the Fainting Irish, and the game between Iowa and Notre Dame wound up in a tie. But plus that, ND was playing for a tie. That was the only option at the end of the game left to them, and they were playing under Frank Leahy for a tie.
Well, it is a tough place, as Bob said, to go in and win a football game. When we go there this season, Chris, if you're still with us, you can kind of show the guys around the stadium.
Well, you know, it was quick because all the guys were trying to get ready, but it was just kind of peek in the door and just try to get a good little look at it.
Hey, one thing, when you guys go to South Bend, go to the Football Hall of Fame, the College Football Hall of Fame, and you take a look. It's a wonderful, wonderful exhibit, and it's right in downtown South Bend. And you go by, and I want John Rogers to say hello to my plaque there.
Yes, Bob was inducted, the Chris Schenkel Award winner for his excellence in college football broadcasting, and I have not been there, Bob, since your plaque and your induction, and it is well worth it. We're going to take a break on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Bob Brooks at bat with John Rogers, and we'll wrap things up with Colonel Reliever Chris Howell when we return here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Bob Brooks is alongside Brooks at bat, and we're with Chris Howell, Colonel Relief Pitcher. And Bob, you've been down south a lot more than I have, and Chris was talking on the bus on a recent road trip about how much he misses something called sweet tea. It must be a southern delicacy. Have you ever had it?
I just get plain tea. No lemon, no sugar, just plain.
Well, Chris, what is it about sweet tea and how much sugar is in it?
In the sun tea?
Well, not really. It's one of them mom things. It's, you know, whatever you try to do, you can't make it like the moms. You just boil it, put 2 cups of sugar into it. You know, it makes a gallon's worth of tea. It's just something you can't live without if you're from the South.
Well, we celebrated Jackie Robinson's breaking into the minor leagues and then the major leagues earlier this week, Chris. And Bob got to see Jackie Robinson in his first appearance at Wrigley Field in 1947. And another guy, Bob, you mentioned the College Football Hall of Fame in South Bend. I've been to the Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame in Kansas City. And Buck O'Neill is a guy who's in his 90s now. Bob, do you remember ever seeing or getting to meet Buck O'Neill?
No. I met Satchel Paige.
Well, he's in the Hall of Fame as well, and
I saw Satch pitch, too.
Was it in an exhibition game?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they had road clubs that went around and played local teams, and Satch would go out and strike out 6 or 7 and then get in his Cadillac and leave.
They say he beat Dizzy Dean in an exhibition game.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I saw a game that was held for war bonds during World War II where Bob Feller pitched against Dizzy Dean.
That was some matchup.
Well, Dizzy was way over the hill by then. But anyway, Chris, we haven't found out anything about pitching. How did you get to be a reliever?
Well, I actually signed in a junior college as a third baseman, and then I got mono for 10 weeks, and I got sick, and I had to miss 10 weeks worth of the season. And after that, I got kind of weak and decided I kind of needed to make a decision that I didn't need to play third and pitch at the same time. I just became a pitcher and played 2 years of junior college as a pitcher, and then signed with the University of Tennessee.
Okay, and then when did you sign with the Angels?
Well, we made it to the College World Series last year in the summer. That was a great experience. And a couple of days after we got back from the flight from Omaha, the scout from Georgia actually called me and told me that he had a job for me in Mesa. So I signed a free agent contract and took a flight to Phoenix, Arizona.
Bob, I never imagined, and I'm glad this is the case, that the Classic in Omaha, the College World Series, it is a big, big event now.
Oh, yes, it is. It is outstanding. And the Big Ten has had a bit of history in the College World Series, but not recently. And Iowa, and you and I play here next Wednesday in the Corridor Classic, and Jack Dahm at Iowa's, his goal is to get a Iowa club to Omaha. It's become now what the NCAA basketball tournament is to basketball, what the World Series is to baseball.
You'd agree with that, Chris?
Oh, what? It's unbelievable. I haven't got to experience a Major League World Series, but to beat a College World Series, it's got to be pretty tough because it was awesome.
Well, the only bad thing about it is they use those pin bats.
I agree. They come a little harder off the bat than they do the wood.
That's a topic for another Brooks at Bat.
That's a topic for the entire summer, as a matter of fact.
Well, Bob, thank you for letting me form a duo and get to know Chris Howell. He's a great kid. And, Chris, on behalf of the Kernels, Bob and I, and all our listeners, please treat yourself to a meal at any of our Zio Giano spaghetti houses. It has homemade pasta, perfect bread, and they'll cater to one person like yourself or 10,001 at Zio Giano's.
I tell you what you do with that, Chris. You get an order to go and send it to Phil Fulmer.
I tell you what,
University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Maybe we can get us a ball game down there. Maybe this will help them out a little bit.
Bob, Chris, thanks so much. That does it for Brooks at Bat, South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Starting lineup series finale next here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Welcome to Kernel Baseball. Great to hear from Chris Howell on Brooks at Bat. Bob and I being privileged to interview Chris Howell. Chris was eager to head over to Trinity Lutheran School this morning on behalf of Toyota Financial Services and our 8th Annual Toyota Financial Services Gazette reading program, and he was quite a character, a very, very outstanding young man as our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Down below, the sun is shining on the gorgeous green grass that Midwest League Groundskeeper of the Year Jesse Rader and his partner Matt Myscheid have worked so hard to put in great playing shape here in mid-April. And the Kernels, before heading out on an 8-game road swing into the state of Michigan, are set to try to gain a split in our 4-game series here with the Detroit Tiger minor leaguers, the West Michigan Whitecaps. West Michigan shut the Kernels out last night 4-0 behind left-hander Ramon Garcia, and that gives them a 2-1 edge in this series. The Kernel record overall is 7-6. The Kernels are in a 3-way tie, checked out a 4-way tie for second place in the Western Division first half standings, 2 games back of the league or the division leading Kane County Cougars. Meanwhile, West Michigan is 7-5. They are a game and a half back of Lansing, tied for second in the Eastern Division with the Fort Wayne Wizards. Let's set the starting lineups for Matt Walbeck, the 11-year veteran catcher in the big leagues, and his Whitecaps. Leading off is Will Rhymes, second baseman. He's only 5'7", but he's hitting .346 on the season. Mike Hollimon is second in the league with a .463 on-base percentage, a .356 hitter. Hollimon, the DH, a switch hitter, bats second. Matt Joyce will hit third and playing right for the Whitecaps. Cameron Maybin, a can't-miss prospect for the Tigers, is the cleanup batter. Maybin is fourth in the league with 12 RBIs, and he has 2 triples in this series. Cameron Maybin bats cleanup for West Michigan. Bats cleanup. Hitting fifth is Justin Justice. Justin Justice in left bats fifth for the Whitecaps. Ryan Roberson will bat sixth and play first base. It's Dusty Ryan catching, and Ryan will hit in the number 7 slot. The Whitecap shortstop is Mark Haskey. Haskey will hit eighth. And batting ninth at third base, Corey Middleton. On the hill is Eric Averill, Averill. Eric's a southpaw, 0-1 on the year with a 7.20 ERA. Eric Averill, 22 years old, a 20th-round pick of the Tigers last year out of Arizona State, a traditional baseball powerhouse. Eric Averill pitching for West Michigan, a lefty tonight. As always, Allen Motor Company brings us the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup. Allen Motor Company invites you to visit their virtual showroom online, www.allenmotor.com. They're open late tonight. If you want to visit the actual 13-acre campus at I-380 and Boyson Road, tonight would be a great night to do some car perusing. Allen's is open late until 9 o'clock tonight. 2005 Buick Centuries are only $198 a month right now at Allen Motor Company, and that includes your first year's maintenance free on Allen Motor Company. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup has Brad Kuhn playing in his 14th straight game for the Kernels. He had a 6-game hitting streak snap last night when he lined out 3 times. Kuhn in center leading off. Batting second is switch-hitting shortstop Heinle Stacia. Heinle had 2 hits in the Kernel loss last night. Patrick Riley, with his team-high .342 average, will bat third. In the cleanup slot in the Allen Motor Company starting lineup is Brett Martinez. Martinez gets the night off from behind the plate. He's the designated hitter. First baseman Mark Trumbo will hit fifth for the Kernels, followed by Flint Whipke. Whipke hits sixth and catches. In right field, he didn't play in last night's game, batting seventh for the Kernels, Warren Madrigal. Dallas Morris will be at the hot corner and hit eighth. And batting ninth for the Kernels, Larry Infante at second base. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup is right-hander Stephen Merrick. Merrick is the pitcher. He's making his third start of the year. Stephen's been terrific, 1-0 with a 0.77 ERA. Stephen Merrick was a 4-2 winner in his last start. That was Friday in Appleton, Wisconsin. He gave the Timber Rattlers in 5 innings just 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 3. The league hitting just 150 against 22-year-old right-hander from San Jacinto Junior College in Texas, Stephen Merrick. That's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Anderson and Brown Eye Care sponsors our umpires. Doctors Anderson and Brown invite you to visit their state-of-the-art facility that's wheelchair accessible. Anderson and Brown Eye Care's new location on Boyson Road in Hiawatha. Evening and Saturday hours and a full-service eye exam plus glasses and contact lenses. It's all under one roof now at Anderson and Brown Eye Care. Things are coming into focus at Anderson and Brown Eye Care. The color guard is marching on to the diamond, and the crowd is at attention. It's Grantwood Elementary School night, and there are several hundred kids, students, and parents from Grantwood Elementary School soaking in the sun in the bleacher section down the right field line. The color guard has arrived in front of the pitching mound. They're facing home plate. And now let's join Wendy's and Dale Broad, our public address announcer, for the introduction of our national anthem singer.
Proud of our flag and all who will stand. Please stand as Wendy presents your national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. It is being performed this evening by combo teacher Chris Moss from Brentwood School.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light?
Grantwood Elementary School are on their feet as one of their folks from Grantwood, Christine Moss, sang the national anthem. Now the color guard, dressed in dark navy blue uniform, they are formed in a row of 5 straight across. They're marching right through the home plate area, and they'll arrive shortly behind home plate and exit the ballpark through the umpire's doors. The members of the Cost Cutters Dream Team are still standing at attention. Those kids on the Cost Cutters Dream Team are from Grantwood Elementary School. In fact, we can tell you who they are. Olivia Alvarez, Jordan Williams, Avery Barton, Nick Saulnier, Hunter Bachmeyer, Evan Zaleski, Brianna Statsny, Carolyn Rossberger, and Natasha Nichols, all on the field as part of the Cost Cutters Dream Team. It's 65 degrees here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The sun is shining brightly, and the Kernels are hoping, before they embark upon an 8-game road trip into the state of Michigan, to even this series at 2 games apiece. The Kernels' record is 7-6, and West Michigan has won 7 and lost 5. Stephen Merrick is on the hill tonight, and the 22-year-old 6'2" right-hander has been sensational thus far this season, as has the entire Kernel pitching staff. The Kernel pitching staff with the second lowest ERA in the league at 2.56, and Merrick will be facing a potent West Michigan offense. The Whitecaps are 3rd in the league in hitting. They're batting .267 as a ball club. Let's set the Kernels for you defensively. It's Patrick Riley in left, Brad Kuhn in center, Warner Madrigal in right. And on the infield, Morris at third, Stacy at short. The second baseman's Larry Infante, and Mark Trumbo is at first. Flint Whipke's behind the plate this evening as Stephen Merrick's battery mate. There were 3 games this afternoon on the big league front. The State Farm Major League Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler. This afternoon at the Metrodome, the Kernel Parent Club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, turned back the Twins 6-4. The Angels suffered a disheartening defeat in the late innings last night at the Metrodome, but they bounced back with a 6-4 win today. At Camden Yards, the Orioles flattened Cleveland 9-4, and the Tigers shaded the Athletics at the Coliseum 4-3. Tampa Bay's just underway at Fenway Park, and on the West Coast, Seattle hosts Texas. Everything tonight in the National League, 4 games. They are all tonight. Will Rhymes is at the plate, and the game's first pitch is a strike called from Stephen Merrick, and we're underway here on the Kernel Radio Network. Will Rhymes, 1 for 4 last night, takes outside for a ball. Will is only 5'7". He doubled and scored in the 5th, and then he started West Michigan's two-run rally in the 9th with a base on balls. There's ball 2 upstairs to Will Rhymes. He's tough to pitch to, 23 years old, and he's only 5'7", 155 pounds, a left-handed hitter with 346 average. And a strike is poured in on the outside corner. It evens the count up 2-2 to Will Rhymes. Mike Hollimon is on deck for the Whitecaps. Merrick with a 2-2. Just low, ball 3. Let's see if Steven can prevent the leadoff man from reaching. And a little looper, a broken bat, looper to short, and it's caught by Heinle Stacia. Stephen Merrick threw a strike on the full pitch count, or on the full count pitch, and he got Will Rhymes, the left-handed batter, to hit it weakly off his fist. It was a little blooper just to the left of Heinle Stacia, and Heinle glided over and made the play. 1 out here in the Whitecap first inning. Boy, when you can keep these 2 guys off base, Rhymes and Hollimon, you've done something. Hollimon, 6th in the league, with a .356 average, 1 homer, 5 RBIs. And his on-base percentage is 2nd highest in the league, .463. Switch hitter and a changeup from the Kernel right-hander is in on the outside corner. Strike 1. 1-1 to Mike Hollimon. He's hit safely in all 3 games in this series, going 4 for 13. Ground ball wrapped off the glove of Merrick right to the second baseman Infante, who sidearms to first for the out. A sharply hit ground ball, and it was deflected by Stephen Merrick to the second baseman Larry Infante, and the putout goes 1-4-3. Mike Hollimon, who singled and scored in the 2-run West Michigan ninth last night, has wrapped out off the glove of Merrick to the second baseman Infante. Now ball one is just outside to Matt Joyce, the third left-handed hitter in a row, and he punches the 1-0 pitch into shallow left for a base hit. Charging is Pat Riley, and Pat lobs it back into Larry Infante. It's a 2-out single for Matt Joyce. Didn't hit it particularly hard. In fact, he stroked it off the trademark and dumped it into left field for a 2-out single. And that'll give the guy who's been garnering so much positive coverage and astounding reaction from the crowds here the first three nights at the ballpark, Cameron Maybin. This guy's electric. A Tiger first-round pick after he earned North Carolina State Player of the Year award as a high schooler. He has two triples in this series, a throw to first, and Matt Joyce is back. Joyce has not stolen a base yet this year. Cameron Maybin, 3 for 5 last night, drove in 3 of West Michigan's 4 runs. Right-handed batter, straightaway stance. And a rocket into deep left field. Pat Riley back, and he can't get it. It's over his head. Racing towards third is Matt Joyce. The throw to the cutoff man, Stacia, is held by Heinley. It's a double for Cameron Maybin. He adds to his impressive series. He's now 6-for-14 in the series. Cameron Maybin is 6 for 14 in the series. He drilled a double just over the head of Patrick Riley in left, and with 2 out, Matt Joyce scored all the way from first on a Cameron Maybin 2-out RBI double. Maybin 6 for 14 in the series. He's in scoring position with that RBI double, and strike one on the outside corner to Justin Justice, another left-handed batter. Well, Cameron Maybin has worn us out. We won't be sad to see him leave town. 2 triples in the series, and now a double. A changeup is just outside, and it's 1-1 to Justice. 1-0 West Michigan here in the top of the first inning. Brad Kuhn is playing way around into left center for the .268 hitting Justin Justice. Ground ball past the mound. Gliding to his left is Infante. He boots it, and everybody's safe. Larry Infante mishandled that ground ball, and that error is the first of the evening, and it gives the Whitecaps a chance for a big inning. Gives West Michigan a chance for a big inning. They have runners at first and third. Larry Infante had that ball, the easiest of chances, hit off the heel of his glove, and then it laid at his feet. He picked it up, looked at first, knew he didn't have a play on Justin Justice, a left-handed batter. And now let's see if Stephen Merrick can pitch out of some 2-out trouble. It's already West Michigan 1, the Kernels nothing. Big Ryan Roberson at the plate to face the Kernel right-hander. The Kernels are in their white home uniforms with navy blue hats and red bills. Ryan Roberson takes outside for ball 1. All of this with 2 out. A Matt Joyce single to left. Cameron Maybin then hammered a double over the head of Pat Riley in left to drive home Matt Joyce from first. Maybin advanced to third as Justin Justice reached on an error by the Kernel second baseman. Now a pitch in the dirt, blocked by Whipke. It rolls outside the dirt batting circle to the first base side of the plate, and Justin Justice hoofs it down to second. That's a wild pitch charged to Stephen Merrick. Well, the Kernels are having a great deal of difficulty getting the final out here in the Whitecap first inning. Now West Michigan has runners at second and third with 2 out, and it's 2-0 to big Ryan Roberson, a .267 hitter, no homers, 5 RBIs. And he slaps the 2-0 pitch foul into the screen. Roberson is from George Washington University. That's in our nation's capital. He's 6'5", 240. And he belted 7 home runs and drove in 47 in just 52 games with Oneonta in rookie ball a year ago. A change-up. Merrick left it up in the zone, but Ryan Roberson still mistimed it for a swinging strike 2. Deuce's wild first inning, 1-0 Whitecaps. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. The Colonel right-hander set. Strike 3 called. Stephen Merrick pitches around a 2-out error and keeps the Whitecaps from making it a big first inning. Ryan Roberson strikes out on a fastball at the knees to end the West Michigan first inning. But the Whitecaps score 1 run on 2 hits. 1 Colonel error, a wild pitch. West Michigan leaves a pair. And after 1/2 inning on Grant Wood Elementary School night here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, it's the Whitecaps won, and the Kernels coming to bat. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
West Michigan scored a run on a 2-out RBI double by Detroit Tiger hot prospect, 19-year-old Cameron Maybin, and they give their lefty Eric Averill an early lead. It'll be Brad Kuhn, Hindley Stacia, Pat Riley for the Kernels to face this southpaw, Eric Averill. He spells his first name E-R-I-K. 22-year-old southpaw who pitched for the Gulf Coast League Rookie Tigers in Florida last season, started 3 games, relieved in 3, 1 win, 2 losses, but a minuscule ERA of 1.59. This season, Averill's pitched 10 innings in 2 starts and allowed 11 hits in 10 innings, struck out 4, walked 3. Brad Kuhn hit the ball hard 3 times last night, but he had his 6-game hitting streak snapped, and ball 1 is upstairs from this 6'2" southpaw, Eric Averill. Eric Averill. Kuhn takes a strike on the outside edge. The Whitecaps are in their gray road uniforms with Detroit Tiger-like dark blue, almost black socks, dark blue sleeves, dark blue caps, and Brad Kuhn jackknifes away from a pitch in on his belt buckle. 2-1 to the Colonel leadoff batter. Left-handed hitting Brad Kuhn. He's batting .269. A little dribbler foul up the first base side. Evens the count to Kuhn, 2-2. Bobby Magianis coaching at third for the Kernels, and Eric Owens, wearing a quilted lined red jacket with gray sleeves, is coaching at first for the Kernels. Cameron Maybin is playing Kuhn extremely deep in center, and there's a big gap between Maybin and the right fielder Joyce as the Whitecaps are playing Brad Kuhn to hit the other way. Brad down on strikes, a pitch in the dirt, a changeup. The catcher, Dusty Ryan, has to pick it up with his bare hand and fire to first, and Brad Kuhn has gone swinging on a pitch in the dirt. one away here in the Kernel first inning, 1-0 Whitecaps. In the National League tonight, as I mentioned in the first half inning, 4 night games. Heinley Stacia pumps the first pitch foul into the plaza section where the kids from Grant Wood are sitting. Tonight in the National League, the Nationals are at Philadelphia. Milwaukee hosts the Reds. It's the Giants and Diamondbacks in Phoenix. And the Padres and Mets play in sunny San Diego. Ball 1 in the dirt to Heinley Stacia. Heinley had a pair of hits last night. 2 of the Kernel's 6 hits. There's ball 2 inside to the Kernel switch hitting shortstop. Stacia batting right-handed. Uses a black lacquer bat and loops one into shallow left. On the run, Justin Justice. He can't get it. A one-hop single in front of the left fielder, Justin Justice, by Heinley Stacia. And the Kernels have the tying run at first with 1 out here in the first inning. Heinley Stacia's now hit safely in every game in this series, and he has a 5-game hitting streak going. Stacia didn't hit the ball particularly hard, just poked it off the end of the bat into shallow left field, but he's at first as the tying run. Stacia came into this game hitting .292, and as I say, he had 2 hits last night. Patrick Riley at the plate, and a fastball just outside for ball 1. Heinley Stacia's a perfect 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts this year. Kernels lead the league in steals with 23 steals. This is our 14th game of the year. Stacia draws a throw, a lob. It wasn't really a earnest pickoff attempt by the lefty Averill. And Heinley's back standing up. 1-0 Whitecaps. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Riley waits. Another throw to first. This time Heinley had to dive back in hand first. We'll greet you tomorrow evening from Cereal City, USA, Battle Creek, Michigan. It'll be our last visit to Battle Creek because that franchise is moving to Midland, Michigan. There goes Stacia, and a line drive into center. Cameron Maybin has it. He'll throw to first, and it is a double. The first baseman dropped it, and Stacia gets back. Cameron Maybin, a perfect one-hop peg to first, and Ryan Roberson dropped it. Otherwise, the Whitecaps are out of the inning. Heinley Stacia had second base stolen. In fact, he was almost standing on second base when Patrick Riley's line drive was caught and straight. Now, wait a minute. They've called Heinley Stacia out. And Bobby Magallanes is going out to argue with the base umpire. I did not see what happened, but they've called Heinley Stacia out on a double play. Perhaps he came off the base thinking that the first baseman caught it. So, indeed, it is a double play, although Bobby Magallanes is going to argue with the base umpire. So Patrick Riley lines out to center, and then, indeed, it is a double play. Center fielder to first baseman, 8-3. Heinley Stacia got back ahead of the throw, or he didn't, but it was dropped by Ryan Roberson, but they still call it a double play. A wacky, inexplicable ending to the first inning. No runs for the Kernels, 1 hit. There were no Whitecap errors, a double play, and the Kernels leave. The base is empty. We go to the second, and it's 1-0 West Michigan here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Second inning, after a bizarre double play, ended the Kernel first. 1-0 Whitecaps. Dusty Ryan, the catcher, on a 1-1 delivery, swings and misses, strike two. Ryan, a .333 hitter with no homers, no RBIs. Didn't play last night, is 2 for 7 in the series, stands straight away from the right side. Big Dusty Ryan, 6'4", 220, from California. He tried to hold up on a fastball, and according to the base umpire, he did. And that's ball two. Well, Al Gruwell, our official scorer, has a theory as to why Heinle Stacia was called out, even though Ryan Roberson dropped a throw from the center fielder. There is strike three called at the knees to Dusty Ryan, and he knew it as he heads back to the Whitecap third base dugout. We told you that Heinle Stacia was all the way to second base, trying to steal second on the line drive out to center by Pat Riley. I did not see Stacia round second base. I thought he stood on the base and then returned safely to first. But apparently he rounded second and then didn't touch it on his way back to first. That's one theory. I thought perhaps, as I was looking down to put the double play in my book, that Stacia thought the first baseman, Ryan Roberson, did catch the throw from the center fielder, and then Stacia wandered off the base, and then Roberson tagged him. I honestly don't know which occurred, but I can tell you that the Kernels' first inning ended on a double play, center fielder to first baseman. A 1-1 pitch, a fastball from Merrick, is taken away by left-handed hitting shortstop Mark Haskey, H-A-S-K-E. Haskey's from the University of Cincinnati. You know who went there? Sandy Koufax. Yes, he did. A bouncer to second, Larry Infante, with a good room service hop and a short throw to first to get Mark Haskey. Haskey pulled the pitch, and he grounds out to second. 2 gone. Here in the Whitecaps' second inning, they lead it 1-0. The sun is shining brightly, except in the dirt batting circle, which is now enveloped in the shadows cast by the grandstand roof. 2 away and nobody on. Corey Middleton, the third baseman, at the plate. And Merrick gets ahead with a strike on the outside corner. Corey Middleton was a big part of the Whitecap 4-0 win last night. He dribbles the next pitch foul behind home plate. He's in the hole 0-2. Middleton was 2 for 4. His 2-out infield single in the second inning put the Whitecaps ahead 1-0. Corey's hitting .222, no homers, 3 RBIs, and he's a right-handed batter with a narrow stance, and he shoots it into center. Brad Kuhn 2 steps back, and he reaches high to nab it. Oh, the number 9 hitter, Corey Middleton, on an 0-2 pitch. Hit it well, stroked it hard to straightaway center, but Brad Kuhn caught it, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for 22-year-old Colonel right-hander Stephen Merrick. After an inning and a half on Grant Wood Elementary School night here in the ballpark, at the ballpark, it's West Michigan leading the Kernels 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, a pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
By virtue of his .333 batting average, Brett Martinez has been given an honor. He's batting cleanup in the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup tonight, and the lefty Eric Averill misses outside. Averill behind Brett Martinez, and Brett hits one in the air to left center, and darting to his left is Justin Justice, but he gives way to Cameron Maybin, and the center fielder crossed right behind Justin Justice, the left fielder, and it was Cameron Maybin who hauled it in left center, so Martinez flies out to center, one away here in the Kernels' second inning. We'll be coming your way at 5:10 tomorrow evening, 5:10 from C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan, playing the Tampa Bay Devil Ray minor leaguers. The Southwest Michigan Devil Rays, their record is 6-7. The Kernels are 7-6. Mark Trumbo takes ball one in the dirt from the Whitecap lefty, and now a big swing and a miss on a changeup by Mark. Mark's hitting .156, homered earlier in this series in the Kernel win Tuesday night. 1 home run, 4 RBIs for Mark Trumbo. Straightaway stance, right-handed batter. And a fastball just inside, letter high, and it's 2-1 to the big Kernel cleanup batter. Mark is 20 years old. Here's a pop foul right back here, and down below it goes, and we came within, 2.5 feet of our first foul ball going through our window here. Count even now to Mark Trumbo, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty, Kernels batting in the home half of the second inning, trailing 1-0. There's a line drive right into the midsection, caught by Eric Averill, the pitcher. Mark Trumbo played pepper, and I mean hardball, with Eric Averill, a line drive right above the pitcher's navel, and he just turned his glove, and look what I found. Trumbo lines out hard to the pitcher, 2 gone here in the Kernels' second inning. In steps Flint Whipke, right-handed batter, and the first pitch is fouled over the backstop, strike 1. Flint 0 for 7 in this series. Batting .130, no homers, 3 RBIs for Flint Whipke. Now time is called as the Whitecap lefty went into his windup. Eric Averill pitched his previous start was Friday in Grand Rapids against Southwest Michigan. A breaking pitch, a dandy, strike 2 to Flint. And in that outing on Friday night at home, this lefty pitched 6 innings. He surrendered 4 runs on 7 hits, struck out 3, walked none. Of the 4 Southwest Michigan runs, 3 were earned. But he walked none in 6 innings. The next pitch flutters outside to Whipke. Now Flint swings at a changeup in the dirt and misses. The ball retrieved by the catcher, Dusty Ryan, in front of home plate, and he zips his throw to first to complete the strikeout of Flint Whipke, the second strikeout recorded by this West Michigan lefty. The Kernels retired 1-2-3-0 across in the bottom of the second. As we head to the third, the Kernels trail the Whitecaps 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. Even though we all do our best to stay healthy, we can never anticipate when an illness or accident might strike. Couple that reality with rising medical costs, and the importance of a top-notch medical plan becomes clear. Pekin Insurance offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount. To explore the major medical insurance plan that best fits you, visit me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
West Michigan struck for a run with 2 out in the top of the first, and they carry that lead of 1-0 into the third inning. Will Rhymes is first up. The leadoff batter popped to short to start this game. Top of the hour here in the City of Five Seasons on a glorious Thursday evening, and we want to thank you for tuning in to the Kernel Radio Network. You're listening to 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. Rhymes, a left-handed hitter, looks at ball one outside, a fastball. Kernel outfield plays Will straight away. He of the 346 average, and a pitch wrapped cranked to first on one hop. Mark Trumbo gloves it and takes 3 steps to his left to record an unassisted putout. Will Rhymes pulled the pitch on one hop, and Mark Trumbo took care of him at first for the first out here in the third inning. And Stephen Merrick has found his good stuff. He's retired 5 straight West Michigan hitters. A change-up is a strike called. Halo happenings. Results from around the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim organization. We told you earlier on the State Farm Major League scoreboard that our parent club, the Angels, knocked off the Twins this afternoon at the Metrodome, 6-4. Ball one is upstairs to the switch-hitting West Michigan designated hitter Mike Hollimon. He uses a rust-colored bat and bunts in the air foul. That one about, well, it was 20 rows up above the third base Whitecap dugout. Strike 2 to Mike Hollimon, who was retired on a comebacker. 1-4-3, actually. It hit Merrick's glove and deflected to Larry Infante at second. That was in the first inning. Stevens ahead of him, 1-2 now. Salt Lake, the AAA affiliate of the Angels, posted a win last night, due in large part to former Colonel Dallas McPherson. He belted a 3-run homer. Ooh, the umpire flinched but did not call Mike Hollimon out on a Stephen Merrick fastball. Dallas McPherson belted a 3-run homer, and a former Colonel Adam Pavkovich also homered to help Salt Lake blank Tucson 6-0. Change up outside, the count full now to Will Hollimon. His on-base percentage second highest in the league, .463. Former Colonel All-Star shortstop Brandon Woods homered twice. Matt Brown, a former Colonel third baseman, also homered as Arkansas lost to Tulsa 8-6. Swing and a miss on a high fastball that tied Mike Hollimon up in knots. And that for Stephen Merrick is his third strikeout of the early going. And Stephen now has set down the last 6 West Michigan batters. 1-0 Whitecaps. And with the bases empty and 2 out, here's Matt Joyce. He singled ahead of a 2-out double by Cameron Maybin in the first inning and scored on that Maybin double. Strike 1 on the outside edge to left-handed hitting Matt Joyce. So even though Brandon Wood homered twice and Matt Brown also belted a home run, AA Arkansas lost to Tulsa 8-6. A curveball is in for strike 2 to Matt Joyce. Let's see if Stephen Merrick comes right after him or wastes a pitch. He wasted one high and away, ball one. Merrick has retired 6 straight Whitecap hitters. In the California League, Rancho Cucamonga continued their great early season play. That ball club now 8-4. Ooh, ball 2 just low. The plate umpire again did everything but call the batter out. Matt Joyce stands straight away from the left side and shoots it hard into left. Patrick Riley's right there to make the catch. Matt Joyce lines out to left, and it is a 1-2-3 inning, the second in a row recorded by the Colonel 22-year-old right-hander Stephen Merrick. Kernels come to bat in the bottom of the third with the Whitecaps leading 1-0. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
If your spring cleaning plans include throwing out household furniture items, be sure to follow the instructions on the orange bulky item collection flyer you received in the mail. Up to 4 items such as couches, mattresses, and box springs, dressers, wooden desks, and bookshelves would be picked up by city crews. However, appliances, TVs, computer components, and scrap metal will not be collected. Your orange flyer will tell you where to dispose of such prohibited items. Thanks for using your orange flyer as your spring cleanup resource.
John Rogers back at the ballpark, and we want to tell you about the open house this weekend at Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Peck's is celebrating a milestone, 50 years of growing with the Cedar Rapids and outlying communities, and they invite you to enjoy lots of flower and plant specials, free drawings and door prizes at their open house this Friday, tomorrow, through Sunday at Peck's. They're located at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads northeast in Cedar Rapids. And Peck's open house will be a very special event for you to kind of usher in spring into your life. Lots of flower and plant specials starting tomorrow through Sunday at the open house, the spring open house at Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. The Kernels send the lower third of their order up to face lefty Eric Averill. Averill set the side down, the Colonel side down in order in the second inning. West Michigan scored a run in the top of the first, and they are holding a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Let's get back to Halo happenings as Warner Madrigal swings at a changeup and misses strike one. Rafael Rodriguez, who pitched here as a Colonel the last 2 seasons, raised his record to 3-0. He allowed just 1 run in 5 innings and struck out 6 as Rancho Cucamonga stomped Lake Elsinore 9-1. Rancho Cucamonga is 8-4. And that team comprised of the guys that played here last year as Kernels. Madrigal golfs a foul pop outside first, an easy play. And underneath it and making the catch is Ryan Roberson. Roberson staggered a bit on the warning track material in the Colonel bullpen down the right field line, but it is Warner Madrigal fouling out to first, 1 away here in the Colonel third inning. Well, one thing we've determined here in the first 2 weeks is that runs have not been easy for the Colonels to come by. We've been in every game this season. No team has blown the Colonels out this year due to the very strong Colonel starting and relief pitching. However, the offense has sputtered a bit. 8th in the league, 8th out of 14 teams. The Colonel team batting average, .246. Dallas Morris takes strike one called from the Whitecap lefty. Now a ball stroked off the end of the bat into shallow right and battling the sun, but coming in to make the one-handed grab is Matt Joyce. Dallas Morris has flown out to right, and that is now 6 in a row set down by Eric Averill. Dallas Morris batting .118. Doubled with 1 out in the 5th inning last night, but he's retired on a fly ball to right. Here's Larry Infante playing for the second time in the series. Larry is a switch-hitting middle infielder batting left, and ball 1 drifts inside to Larry Infante. A high fly ball into left. Going back is Justin Justice. He waits and has it. Larry Infante flies to left, and that is now 7 straight, retired by the West Michigan starter, Eric Averill. 1-2-3-0 across. We're expecting a visit shortly from Grantwood Elementary School principal Ellen Williams. As we head to the fourth, still West Michigan on top of the Kernels, 1-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Diet Pepsi is taking you to the movies. All kinds of movies, like horror films.
Hey, there's a guy with a hockey mask outside. Let's go see what he wants. Okay.
Sci-fi films.
Gentlemen, we're in luck. Those aliens speak American.
Kung Fu movies.
Your English voiceover looks terrible. Taste my nunchucks.
Teen flicks.
I am so ugly. Well, you'd be hot if you ditched your glasses and your nerdy side ponytail. Oh my gosh, I am hot.
Foreign films.
Les French fries, the French toast.
Baguette, le boucher.
Les croissants.
Crime films.
So, did you find anything?
Only this computer disk labeled totally incriminating evidence.
Well, keep looking.
Introducing the Diet Pepsi box office promotion. Find a code in specially marked Diet Pepsi packages. Collect and enter codes at dietpepsiboxoffice.com to redeem for a movie ticket, even to action movies.
Well, bad guy's dead. I'll just turn my back.
I can't believe you fell for that.
Light, crisp, refreshing Diet Pepsi.
Subject to official rules, void where prohibited. 63006. Multiple purchases required. See website for redemption details.
Imagine the convenience of accomplishing your next real estate transaction under one roof. Buying a home, selling a home, or securing the right mortgage loan are simple and worry-free at Todd Financial Services. Todd Financial Services knows that you've worked hard to be able to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Todd Financial Services understands that people do business with people they trust. You can count on Todd Financial Services to put you and your needs first so that your real estate transactions are pleasurable.
This game is flying along, and we go to the fourth inning, Grantwood Elementary School night. We're expecting a visit shortly from Grantwood's principal, Ellen Williams. Cameron Maybin, who socked a double over the head of Patrick Riley in left field to drive in the only run of this game. It was in the first inning with 2 out and a first pitch swing, and the ball knuckles foul behind home plate. Strike one to the .340 hitter, Cameron Maybin, 6 for 14 in this series. Man, this kid is a good-looking prospect. Right-handed batter, wears a pair of black batting gloves, wears his dark blue socks up high, and Stephen Merrick fires just outside for ball 1. Stephen has retired the last 7 Whitecap hitters. Maybin swings and misses, strike 2. The sun is still a real factor on the right side of the Kernel infield, as well as in right field, where Warner Madrigal is playing deep for Cameron Maybin. Maybin steps out. Whitecaps lead it 1-0. Each team has 2 hits, and we're already in the top of the fourth inning. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. And it's 2-2. Now Cameron swings and misses, strike 3. Stephen Merrick records his 4th strikeout of the ball game, and now he's retired 8 in a row. He got Cameron Maybin on a pitch down and away for the first out here in the 4th inning. And with 1 away and the bases empty, Justin Justice bats. Justin reached on an error by Kernel second baseman Larry Infante in the first, a bunt foul right between the third base line and the Whitecap third base dugout. Finishing up with our Halo happenings this evening, Chris Hunter, former Kernel right-hander, will be on the hill for AA Arkansas. Chris was a very consistent hurler for the Kernels 2 seasons ago, one of the hardest workers on the Kernel pitching staff from 2 seasons back. A swing and a miss by the left-handed hitting Justin Justice. And Stephen Merrick, as I said, has found his rhythm, his groove, his good stuff. He is feeling very comfortable. A 0-2 pitch is lashed foul into the backstop by Justin Justice, who hit .230 in 78 games with the Whitecaps last year. Justice is out of Lake Sumter Junior College in Florida. He's 21 years old, 31st round pick by the Tigers in 2003. This is his 3rd year of professional baseball. Justin waves that bat back and forth and tried to hold up on a changeup in the dirt, and he Did not, according to the base umpire. Justin Justice is strikeout victim number 5 for Stephen Merrick, who's now retired 9 straight Whitecaps. The action came to a grinding halt as it took the first base umpire quite a while to signal that Justice had gone around. Stephen Merrick is trying to retire his 10th straight Whitecap hitter. He misses outside ball 1 to Ryan Roberson. Ryan is jammed and he fouls one at his feet. It's 1-1 to Ryan Roberson. The lights have just been turned on here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Whitecaps with a 1-0 lead, top of the 4th inning. Brad Coons playing Ryan Roberson into right center. Fastball over but low, and it's 2-1 to the big first baseman, who struck out looking to end the Whitecap first inning. And since then, 9 straight set down by Stephen Merrick. Here's a 1-1 pitch, or 2-0 pitch rather, and it's fouled into the rafters of the first base stands. I was right the first time. It was a 2-1 pitch. Now it's 2-2 to Ryan Roberson. Merrick has his sign. Stephen winds and delivers. Curve, and it's lifted in the air to left center. Brad Coon is drifting to his right, and he's underneath it, 380 feet away, and straight away center. Brad hauls it in for the final out of the Whitecap 4th inning. That is now 10 in a row, retired by 22-year-old Colonel right-hander Stephen Merrick. 10 straight retired by Merrick. He's keeping the Kernels right in the game. And on Grantwood Elementary School night, we go to the home half of the 4th inning with the Whitecaps still leading the Kernels 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Don't you wonder sometimes how all those companies who claim to be the best can actually be the best? Doesn't just one of them have to be the best? When it comes to motor coach travel, Tri-State Travel is the best. We have the highest safety rating, the largest variety of coaches, a trained driving staff, and 66 years of experience. Don't you want to travel with the best? That would be Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
Hi, this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels. I'd like to share a few words with you about Colonel team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. David Terse. My father was a surgeon, and like most sons, I looked up to him as the greatest dad and the best doctor on earth. When I was diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my right knee recently, I wondered if my doctor here in Cedar Rapids would measure up to my dad's standards. My doctor was Dr. David Terse. Dr. Terse's thorough and expert explanation of my x-ray, his calm and reassuring description of the procedure he would be performing, and his kind and confident bedside manner impressed me beyond my expectations. Dr. Terse has those exceptional qualities we all hope to find in our doctor: an established reputation of excellence, the ability to communicate with us so that we understand and trust his words, and that gut feeling that he truly cares about us. Dr. Terse is a world-class surgeon and a first-class person. I've experienced firsthand why the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Kernels' parent ball club, has entrusted Dr. Terse to care for our players.
Brad Coon may try to bunt his way on to open up the Colonel 4th, 1-0 West Michigan. Coon bunts, and it's foul outside of third base, strike 1. You could just kind of feel that coming. Brad's a good bunter, and he has very good speed, and with the Colonels struggling offensively, you'd look for any way possible to reach base. We'll get this offense revved up a little bit more when the weather continues to warm up. Right now, we're relying on pitching, defense, and speed to keep us in every game. A breaking pitch is over for strike 2 to Brad Coon, who struck out leading off the first for the Kernels. 1-0 Whitecaps. We're already in the bottom of the 4th inning. On Grantwood Elementary School night, a pitch slapped to shortstop on one hop. Mark Haskey has it and throws in time to get Brad Coon, and that's 8 in a row, retired by Eric Averill, the lefty, for the Whitecaps. Coon hit it on the nose, but right at the shortstop on one hop, and there's one gone here in the Colonel 4th inning. Perhaps Heinley Stacia will try to bunt his way on. Bob Brooks was with us as we interviewed Colonel reliever Chris Howell on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show earlier this evening. And Bob reminded all of us that the third annual Corridor Classic is slated for this Wednesday, April 26th. Hindley Stacia pounds an 0-1 pitch foul outside third into the left field corner. 0-2 to Stacia. UNI will take on Iowa here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and all the proceeds will go to bolster the American Diabetes Association. You can buy a raffle ticket for $5, and if your raffle ticket is drawn, you'll win a $4,900 travel voucher destination of your choice. Boy, you can go a long way away in nice accommodations for $4,900. Hindley Stacia leans out across the plate to protect the dish, and the pitch is outside. For ball one, 1-0 Whitecaps here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hindley waits and corks it hard to third. Backhanded by Corey Middleton. Throws in time to get Hindley Stacia. Well, Corey Middleton helped his lefty record his 9th out in a row as he went down on one knee and backhanded a hard-hit smash by Hindley Stacia. Stephen Merrick has retired 10 straight Whitecaps. Eric Averill has retired 9 Kernels in a row. Patrick Riley hit the ball hard to straightaway center, and it resulted in a double play to end the Kernel first inning. Great to see that Plaza Bleacher section almost full tonight with folks from Grantwood Elementary. A changeup is downstairs. Ball one to Patrick Riley. Leads the Kernels with a .342 average. Open stance for Patrick, who went to school at the University of Arizona. A broken bat roller to first. First baseman has it and steps on the base to end the inning. No harm done as the business end of the bat twirled into the second row of premier seats above the Kernel first base dugout. It knocked the bat knocked the hat off of a fan, but he's fine. The Kernels, however, are suffering an anemic offense, and that is 10 straight now retired by lefty Eric Averill as Patrick Riley bounces out to first on a broken bat grounder. Down in order go the Kernels for the third time in a row, and we're already going to the fifth inning. Still hoping that Ellen Williams, the principal of Grantwood Elementary, will stop in. Also hoping that Doug Wagner, he's a parent of a student at Grantwood. Hopefully Doug Wagner will be here as well. After 4, 1-0 Whitecaps, you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth for reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Stephen Merrick has fallen behind the number 7 hitter in the Whitecap order, Dusty Ryan, 2-0 as we start the top of the fifth inning. 1-0 in favor of West Michigan, a home run cut and a swing and a miss by Dusty Ryan. Well, we've kind of flip-flopped our order. Ellen Williams, the principal of Grantwood Elementary School, hopefully is on her way up, but we have also been awaiting the arrival right on schedule of Doug Wagner. Doug wears so many hats in this community. Look out! A line drive into the Grantwood Elementary School seating section. And, Doug, you just had the binoculars. Let's hope... No, everybody looks okay out there. Doug, is that where your seats are?
Yeah, over in Section 102, and everybody, I think they're primed for a good fielding night tonight.
Wow.
We were doing some infield practice before the game.
Well, that was a line shot off the bat of Dusty Ryan. It evens the count 2-2. 1-0 West Michigan on a beautiful night for baseball. A ground ball up the middle, backhanded attempt by Larry Infante. It skips off his mid into shallow center. That should be a base hit for Dusty Ryan, and it snaps the string of 10 in a row set down by Stephen Merrick. It was a hard hit ball by Dusty Ryan, and it is a base hit. Doug Wagner, you're a great boaster of this community. You served as Mayor Pate's confidant and right-hand person, and now a new challenge in your professional life, and one that I know you're eager to talk a little bit about with our listeners, the Mid-America Housing Project.
And Mid-America Housing Partnership is nice because we help bring people to homes.
A ground ball, base hit past the diving Mark Trumbo into shallow right, and galloping to third without a play is Dusty Ryan. First and third, nobody out. A softly hit grounder to the right of Trumbo sends Ryan to third. First and third, nobody out here in the Whitecap fifth inning as they try to add to their 1-0 lead. Boy, Doug, that's pretty good when you can almost state an organization's mission in one sentence, but go ahead, go on.
Well, just like the Kernels try to bring people home, we try to bring people to homes. We try to create housing that people can afford. It's whether it's rental or it's something that we're purchasing or they're purchasing that we construct. That's what we're trying to do in Mid-America Housing Partnership. We have about 930 people that live under MAP roofs on any given night right now.
Well, that's a great accomplishment. 950 or 30, you said, Doug?
Approximately 930 people right now, and it's neat because we have statistics that are up to date like that.
Wow. And how does one apply or qualify for Mid-America Housing Partnership housing?
Well, for many of the properties we have, the rental properties, there's an income qualification. You can either go to the website.
A tap to third, deep short, and no play for Heinley Stacia. Run scores to make it 2-0. Well, Stephen Merrick is under a bad luck curse right now. A softly hit grounder by Corey Middleton to the left of Dallas Morris. Deep in the hole at short. Heinley Stacia backhanded it. Had no play at second, home, or first. So Corey Middleton reaches on a very, very softly hit grounder. A couple of seeing-eye hits have produced a run. And now what the Kernels have to do is prevent a big inning. Here is a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart visit to the mound from Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan to Stephen Merrick. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what risk of heart disease you have with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient. Call Mercy to schedule your heart-to-heart screening, 398-6821. And it's now a 2-0 game in favor of the Whitecaps here in the top of the fifth inning. Let's see if the Kernels can prevent a big inning with Will Rhymes at the plate. He's tough to get on a double play. Is he bunting? Yes, and ball one misses outside. And, Doug, how do you let people know who might have that income qualification? How do they find out about you? Do you market yourselves? Do you have a website? Do you go through social service agencies? Because I'm sure there's folks listening tonight that might be thinking, well, maybe I should learn more about it.
Right, John. We have a website at www.map.net, and through that website we can let people know just exactly what we have for rent or for sale, and also we go out into the community. We work through neighborhood organizations and also through human service organizations.
A bunt by Rhymes, and the only play for Merrick is to pick it up and throw the batter out. Terrific sacrifice by Will Rhymes to move runners into scoring position. The sacrifice went Merrick to the first baseman, Mark Trumbo, 1-3, and now the Whitecaps could add to their 2-0 lead with Mike Hollimon at the plate. Well, it sounds like, Doug, that with the website and the grassroots effort, that hopefully not too many people, and I'm not saying our community doesn't have homeless people. We do. We know that. And one of the goals of MAP, I guess, would be to try to help eliminate or reduce homelessness.
We work along with the continuum of care through Lynn County in order to take care of the need, because on any given night there's about 400 to 450 people who are homeless. And what MAP serves is the area of permanent affordable housing so that people can have a place that they can call home from that point on. I mean, you have everything from emergency shelters all the way up through transitional housing. People are trying to make their way through, and then all the way into permanent affordable housing. What MAP does is we serve that endpoint, so we try to make better tenants or better homeowners for people as they make their way into the mainstream of life.
What a noble mission, and Doug Wagner heads it. Swing and a miss by Mike Hollimon, and now a ground ball corked to first. Mark Trumbo's only play is at first. A run scores to make it 3-0 West Michigan. On to third, Corey Middleton. Mike Hollimon drives in the second run of the inning, his 6th RBI of the year. Well, Doug Wagner is warming things up for Grantwood Elementary School principal Ellen Williams. We'll hear from Ellen in the 6th inning, but Doug, this talk about Mid-America Housing Partnerships been fascinating already, and we'll hear a bit more about it. And then in the bottom of the 5th, we want to hear about Grantwood Elementary School, because I think you said one of your children goes there.
Yeah, actually, my youngest, Bradley, goes there. He's a 5th grader. This is his last year there, and my wife has been involved. She went to elementary school at Grantwood, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's something. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Larry Infante backhands it. His long throw gets Matt Joyce to end the inning. Larry Infante kept the Whitecaps from making it a 3-run inning, as he had to race to his right and backhand that high chopper. He threw out Matt Joyce. But the Whitecaps add to the lead with 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 of them were of the cheap variety. There were no Kernel errors. West Michigan leaves a runner. They've stranded 3. Do the Kernels have a rally in them here on Grantwood Elementary School night? That's what we're all hoping for. We'll spend another half inning with Doug Wagner from MAP and a parent at Grantwood, and then we'll welcome Ellen Williams, the principal of Grantwood Elementary, in the 6th inning. After 4.5, it's now West Michigan 3, the Kernels nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Keel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Lefty Eric Averill continues to sail along. He gets Brett Martinez, the Kernel cleanup batter, to loft one into left center, where Cameron Maybin caught it, the center fielder. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Kernel 5th. Grantwood Elementary School night. Everybody having fun. Here's a line drive pulled foul into the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. Mark Trumbo lined out right to the pitcher's glove in front of his stomach his first time up, and that's... Boy, now Eric Averill has set down 11 straight. Kernels. Mark Trumbo, batting 5th in the Allen Motor Company order, calls time and steps out. Doug Wagner's with us. He's told us about the marvelous mission and accomplishments of Mid-America Housing Partnership, and Doug also telling us that his wife went to Grantwood Elementary School, and Doug, your son's a 5th grader, and he's kind of king of the hill then with his classmates.
As a matter of fact, it's kind of nice because you go through years at elementary school, and Bradley's been able to go there since 1st grade at Grant Wood, and it's been a wonderful learning environment, and that a lot of that is due to the teachers there, but obviously the leadership through Principal Ellen Williams. And I got to tell you, it's a wonderful place to have your kid go and grow up is Grant Wood Elementary because it's one of the older schools in the community. It's in a really well-established neighborhood, and you've got good leadership, and you've got good teachers there.
A swing and a miss by Trumbo, and that's now 12 straight Kernels that have been set down. It's the 3rd strikeout for lefty Eric Averill. He has the Kernels eating out of his hand right now, but it's only the 5th inning, and it's only 3-0, and a high drive to left by Flint Whipke at the wall. Goodbye! First home run of the year for Flint Whipke, and it cuts the Whitecaps lead to 3-1 here in the home half of the 5th inning.
Hey, do you think I should stay around? Ellen, is it okay if I stay around if they keep hitting home runs?
You bet it is, Doug Wagner. Number 1 for Flint Whipke, and that's a $25 donation from PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir in the PRC Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. That's right, the total now, $100 on the spring to the Haycap Food Reservoir from PRC's Community Care. Ground balls, first pitch swinging is Madrigal, and he wraps out to 3rd. And the Kernels are on the board on the 2-out home run by Flint Whipke, his first of the year. 1 run for the Kernels in the 5th inning. On 1 hit, just their 2nd of the night. There were no Whitecap errors, and the Kernels leave nobody on. PRC's Community Care is proud to donate another $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir. They're doing that all season long in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. Doug Wagner, we're going to keep it right here for a final word from you, and then have Ellen Williams join us. We'll catch up on our breaks in just a little bit, but you were about to say, the neighborhood that Grant Wood Elementary is in, isn't it a rather diverse neighborhood?
It is. It's an incredibly diverse neighborhood, both ethnically and economically, and that's one of the nice things about it. And it attracts people from all walks of life. And that's one of the things that's really neat about Cedar Rapids is that as we march into the future, we're becoming more ethnically and economically diverse. And Grant Wood really is a microcosm for what our community is becoming and what we need to be to stay as a thriving community in the future.
And that's exactly right. It's a challenge, a fun challenge that our country's facing, which is more assimilation. We're kind of repeating history when in the 1800s we were a nation of immigrants and giving people a chance, and this country should always be that as long as it's done in the spirit of giving opportunity to people who are willing to work for it.
Well, you look at Mid-America Housing Partnership, and about 45% of the people that we serve are ethnic minorities, and Cedar Rapids is really making that move towards that. You have Alfred Ramirez, who's running the new Diversity Focus campaign in Cedar Rapids, and you have schools like Grant Wood, like Johnson Elementary, like Taylor and Polk in the core of our community that are really wrapping around the ideal of serving a diverse community, and it's really preparing Cedar Rapids for an incredible future.
That it is.
John, I know you got to go, but I want to thank you for the time here tonight.
Doug,
and
thank
anytime,
you.
And I will make myself available anytime because this is good stuff that we're talking about.
Oh, yes, it
and
is.
There's some good baseball starting to be played tonight, too.
Yes, it's 3-1 Whitecaps. And Doug Wagner, thank you for taking the time away from the group. I know you'll, not quite hot chocolate weather now. It's still delightful. Enjoy a pop and maybe some refreshments. Doug Wagner's handing the baton off now to Ellen Williams, the principal at Grant Wood Elementary. Doug Wagner, thank you for coming up. We really appreciate it. And, Doug, could you just adjust Ellen's mic a little higher up? No, she's fine. And there you go. Well, Ellen Williams, it's great to have you on Grant Wood Elementary School Night. I don't think you knew until Doug mentioned you are the first elementary school this spring.
I had no idea, but it's quite an honor to be number one.
It sure is. And, Ellen, I think you've been at Grant Wood for, I've been here 11 years. I think you've been at Grant Wood 5 or 6 now.
Actually, it's 3. I started there as facilitator, and this is my 2nd year as principal.
And you really enjoy it.
I do. Every day bring something new and exciting.
Well, that's what being a principal's all about. Cameron Maybin socks one in the air to right center. Brad Kuhn is drifting back, now further back. On the warning track, he makes a leaping catch to take an extra base hit away from Cameron Maybin. Whoa, Maybin stroked it high and deep into right center. It just kept carrying all the way out to the right of the 403 sign, and Brad Kuhn made a leaping catch against the 8-foot-high green padded wall. That's the defensive play of the night, and it takes an extra base hit away from Cameron Maybin, one away here in the Whitecaps' sixth inning. Oh, Ellen Williams, you have a great turnout tonight at Grant Wood, and I know you have some characteristics or qualities of the school that you want to share with us, and Doug mentioned a few of them, your diverse neighborhood, your dedicated and talented staff, but what else would you like to know, our listeners to know about Grant Wood?
I'd like for other people to know that Grant Wood has just a wonderful group of volunteers. We have an excellent pool of volunteers every year, and we actually would not be able to accomplish many of the things that we're able to do if we did not have that extra support.
Well, I'm glad you started with that, because that seems to be a trend in many of the great Cedar Rapids schools. How do you enlist volunteers, or do they knock on your door?
A little bit of both. We have a volunteer coordinator, Mary Ann Warneris, and lots of times teachers will just come to her and let her know what needs they have, and then she will contact people and try to get them into the building.
Well, that's a very important role that she plays then as the contact or point person. Justin Justice lofts one into left field, and it's a routine play for Patrick Riley, and there are two gone here in the sixth inning with the Kernels trailing 3-1. We'll have our Springhouse trivia question for you in the seventh inning tonight. Ellen Williams from Grant Wood Elementary is here. And Ellen, what range of age are the folks that do volunteer at Grant Wood? How old are they?
We have some as young as 6th or 7th graders that come over and work with us, and we also have some of our senior citizens that stop in and work with our students, particularly our first graders in our Wise Owl program for reading. Wise Owl program, and that is a good lead-in to we'll be visiting later this spring our 8th annual Toyota Financial Services Gazette Summer Reading Program, and reading is still so important to these young kids, girls and boys. Ellen, when I was a kid, sure, there were distractions, but there wasn't cell phones, internet, MP3 players, iPods, videos. Kids have a lot of choices, and those aren't bad technologies, but if you don't read, that can affect you the rest of your life. Absolutely, and reading is a priority for the entire district of Cedar Rapids. It's one of the things that we work very hard on at Grant Wood School, and we want to see our scores continue to go high. We try to provide as many opportunities as possible for students to have opportunities to read. Yes. An 0-1-2 pitch is lofted foul by Ryan Roberson. Bases empty, 2 gone. Top of the sixth inning, 3-1 Whitecaps on Grant Wood Elementary School night. Well, Ellen, that's one theme, and I'm glad you started with volunteerism and reading. Another quality or characteristic of Grant Wood? Actually, we have, enrichment programs. Now, here's a curve and a strike called to Ryan Roberson to end the inning. Down in order go the Whitecaps in the top of the sixth. We're going to hear about what enrichment programs are at Grant Wood Elementary when the Kernels bat in the bottom of the sixth inning. A break now after 5.5. West Michigan 3, the Kernels 1. More with Grant Wood Elementary School Principal Ellen Williams in a moment. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Training and the highest quality craftsmanship in the world are two hallmarks of union workers. Prospective construction clients can depend on workers who have learned their craft and mastered their skills through the Cedar Rapids Iowa City Building Trades and Construction Council world-class apprenticeship program. These experienced tradesmen will work with signed contractors to bring flexibility, efficiency, safety, and the highest skill and quality in the world to all building and construction projects. Eastern Iowa works best when we say union, yes.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
A Flint Whipkey home run with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning put the Kernels on the board, brought this big Grant Wood Elementary School group in the plaza section down the right field line to life. And Ellen Williams, the principal at Grant Wood, is with us. We're delighted to have her. She's talked about the volunteer and mentoring program, the Wise Owls reading program at Grant Wood, and a ground ball to short. And circling and cutting in to glove it and throwing out Dallas Morris is Mark Haskey. 1 gone on 1 pitch here in the Kernels' 6th inning. 3-1 Whitecaps. Ellen, when I think of the word enrichment, I often think of a kid who's motivated and hardworking and perhaps wants a bigger challenge at school. What does it mean?
Actually, it means providing additional opportunities for students after school so that they can have exposure to different types of activities such as cooking, dancing, cake decorating, building, swimming, and all of these are provided by our PTA, and they get volunteers to come out and help. We had a wonderful time this last time that we had enrichments. We just kind of get people to choose different things that we think our students will be interested in.
Hold that thought. Larry Infante grounds 1 to second, and a wild throw to the home plate side of first pulls Ryan Roberson off the bag. The wild throw by Will Rhymes, just his 2nd error of the season, and that could give the Kernels the break they've been waiting for. 3-1 Whitecaps. Infante should have been thrown out easily by Will Rhymes, but he misfired to first, and there's a lesson on why you should always hustle out of the box and run everything out, because had Infante loafed, he would have been out, but he hustled, and he's safe on the air. A curve is high. Ellen, you were about to say what your special what enrichment you just completed.
We just finished our 4-week spring enrichment session, and we actually had students go over to Washington High School to do some swimming.
Wash has a very nice pool, don't they?
They do. And one of the parents that teaches at Washington has a student at our school and volunteered to teach some swimming to our students. So we were able to get them there in the afternoon once a week, and it was just an awesome experience for a lot of our students.
These are things, Ellen, that A, I never knew were going on at Grant Wood because I don't have a child there. B, that I can say when I was in elementary school, as good as my education was and as proud of the Alton Public School District I am. Here's a bunt in the air, and it drops. The throw to first. Not in time. It's a bunt single for Brad Kuhn. He had the Whitecaps going every different way, crisscrossing, scrambling. The pitcher, Eric Averill, dove to his left. Almost caught it on the fly. Couldn't quite get there. Infante goes to second. Kuhn beats out a perfectly placed bunt single, and the Kernels have the tying runs aboard with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning on Grant Wood Elementary School night. I was about to say, Ellen, as fabulous as my opportunities were in grade school, nothing like the enrichment opportunities you've just described.
It really is absolutely amazing. We get as many students as we can involved. They get their first choice. We just get people to come in and do different activities. We had a Harry Potter theme. We had a polar fleece theme. Just anything that a person has experience with and interest in, and we try to get our students connected.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've just given me a lightning brainstorm, and those are few and far between for a fellow my age now. I would love if we could make the time sometime to have an enrichment program on either baseball in the community or perhaps the field of broadcasting. Swing and a miss by Stacia. We had our first woman broadcaster in my time here, Julia Jansen, last year. She did a great job, and would there be an interest at Grant Wood in that field.
Absolutely. We want our students to be exposed to as many different activities and opportunities as possible. So we just need to let our PTA people know, and we get you involved.
I think we have a couple of eager younger people that would love that. Ellen Williams is with us as Hindley Statia falls behind in the count 1-2 strikes. Infante at second, Kuhn at first. Hindley takes a long look at Bobby Magallanes coaching at third. The Kernels have the tying run to board against lefty Eric Averill. Averill waits and now steps off. Well, Ellen, we've covered a lot quickly. I'll tell you this. One of the many strengths you have as a principal is you communicate very directly and very succinctly. I've learned a lot. Statia pounds one foul onto the Randy Keelhoffen's picnic pavilion. You've got some more things, though, I think, on your list as we learn about Grant Wood.
Absolutely. One of the things that we've implemented this year is our Core Essentials program. It's a character development program that's pretty much sponsored by Chick-fil-A. We have monthly assemblies that talk about things like knowledge and determination. This month we're working on conviction, and next month we will target obedience.
Boy, these are lessons that ring from citizenship, from ethics, from religion, and just like you say, core values that our country was founded on.
Absolutely. And we realize sometimes that students are not exposed to those in their environments at home. So
and not in the media too often, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So we feel that we need to do our part in the schools.
Well, that's terrific, and I want to salute Bob Schmidt, a good friend of the Kernels. He's the owner of Chick-fil-A. Have you met Bob?
Absolutely.
Well, he's a real top-notch guy, a graduate of Luther College. Statia's hanging tough. It's 2-2 to Hindley Statia. 2 on, 1 out, 3-1 Whitecaps, bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a tip foul. Hindley's a very tough out, and he's hanging tough, trying to either drive in a run or reach base and keep this Kernel 1-out threat going, with the Kernels trailing by a pair. Now, Ellen, is CORE an acronym for character development, or
no,
it's just core values?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Boy, conviction's a good one. Conviction means holding a right belief and sticking to it when peer pressure comes up.
Absolutely. We try to get kids very simple directions or definitions, and we tell them that it's standing up for what is right even when others don't.
And that was one of the messages that Dr. Martin Luther King lived by.
Absolutely. He was a man of conviction, and we want our boys and girls to grow up to be the same way.
A change-up and a borderline pitch, and it's strike 3 called to Hindley Statia. The crowd didn't like it. They jump on the plate umpire a bit. Patrick Riley will now try to pick up Hindley Statia and keep this Kernel threat going. 2 on, 2 out. Riley is 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch. Swing and a miss, a change-up. Well, Ellen, keep going, because I've learned more about Grant Wood in 1 inning, and I'm sure our listeners have enjoyed it than I would have at any other time this spring.
Okay. Our school facilitator, Greg O'Connell, is the one who really puts together our assemblies on a monthly basis, and he's coordinated so that each grade level...
A high fly ball to deep right, way back at the wall! 3-run homer! Ellen Williams, Grant Wood, principal, has coached a 3-run homer by Patrick Riley. Wow, let's have an assembly about that at Grant Wood. Patrick Riley belts his first of the year, the second Kernel dinger of the inning, and with Infante and Kuhn aboard, a 3-run homer vaults the Kernels ahead, 4-3 here in the 6th inning. Wow, Ellen. Excuse me for breaking in with that exciting news, but I'll tell you what, your kids in the plaza section were cheering as it went over the wall as well.
I saw them. It's very exciting. What an exciting night of baseball.
And the Kernels have come all the way back from a 3-0 hole and lead it here in the 6th. 4-3. That's another $25 donated by PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir in the PRC Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. The total now, with 2 home runs tonight, $125. Ooh, everybody's still standing. enjoying that electric 2-out, 3-run homer over the right center field wall. It went over the 390 mark, just below the scoreboard. And those kids from Grant Wood in the Plaza section are still excited about it. So are we. Ellen Williams with us as Brett Martinez takes ball 1 from Eric Averill. Now a strike at the knees. Well, the assemblies are coordinated by the fellow you mentioned, and could you repeat his name?
Greg O'Connell is our facilitator, and he coordinates all of the assemblies. Okay. He gets each grade level to get involved, and they actually put together a skit to represent that particular core value for the month.
Oh.
And then the teachers get together with the students, and they put together a bulletin board where all of the students get involved.
Well, that is teamwork, and it's getting the kids to do the skit, Ellen, must be it's a challenge, but the kids then have a sense of ownership.
Absolutely. And it's not just something that they learn. They actually have to physically do the activities to talk about each one of the values. So there's a lot in terms of them having to teach the other parts of the school.
And that's why both parties will remember it.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, Ellen Williams, this has been a treat, and I want to thank you, Suzanne Nichols, who for the 4th straight year coordinated this big turnout, and I want you to enjoy the last 3 innings of this ball game with your staff and students. It's been a real thrill having you, Ellen, and keep up all the wonderful things going on at Grant Wood, and we'll visit you soon in our annual Toyota Financial Services Gazette reading program.
Well, John, we look forward to that, and we certainly want to thank Suzanne for all of her hard work in coordinating this for us. It's a fun way to come out with our families.
Well, thank you. Ellen Williams, principal of Grant Wood Elementary School. Ellen, thanks so much.
Thanks, John.
We go to the 7th inning, and the Kernels lead for the first time, 4-3. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
In today's work world, knowledge is power. Training for modern job skills is opportunity and security. And you have one of the best choices for your future right here in Eastern Iowa. It's Kirkwood. Kirkwood Community College offers over 100 degree programs to give you new job opportunities or a smart start on your college path. Find out more today. Call Kirkwood Admissions, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here. Go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Papa John, and when I say better ingredients, better pizza, I'm not talking about a little better. I'm talking about a lot better. Let's talk about our pizza sauce. It's made from fresh, fine-ripened tomatoes, not from concentrate. And when it comes to ingredients, we select from the world's best. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A lot better.
Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and ask for the Home Run Special, a large, thin, or original crust pizza with up to 3 toppings for $10.99. Just $10.99.
Great teams consist of diverse talents. Rockwell Collins understands this and is committed to developing diversity in our community. We recognize that our leadership in the aviation and communications electronics industry hinges on attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. And we're working with other Iowa companies to create an environment that nurtures diversity. Rockwell Collins. Different thinking makes us great. Great thinking makes us different.
This crowd's still buzzing about Patrick Riley's 3-run homer with 2 out in the bottom of the 6th to catapult the Kernels ahead in this game 4-3. We have a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen, and it's our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest, Chris Howell, taking over for Stephen Merrick, and on a 1-2 pitch, Dusty Ryan slaps it to second. Larry Infante throws Ryan out, 1 away here in the Whitecaps 7th inning, 4-3 Kernels. U.S. Cellular sponsors this call to the Kernel bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. The final line on Stephen Merrick. A high pop foul above our broadcast booth. Strike 1 on Mark Haskey. Merrick, 6 innings pitched, gave the Whitecaps just 3 runs on 5 hits. 3 runs on 5 hits. Merrick struck out 6 Whitecaps in 6 innings and walked none. Haskey, left-handed batter, lines it into shallow center. There's Brad Kuhn to make the play. Mark Haskey stroked it in the air to center where Kuhn caught it, and Chris Howell trying to whisk aside the Whitecaps in order here in the 7th inning. We'll postpone our Springhouse trivia question to the Kernel half of the 7th inning. That's because Howell is working so quickly here in relief of Stephen Merrick. A high fly ball into right. Warner Madrigal drifts back a few steps and has it for the final out of the 7th. Corey Middleton flies to right. A quick 1-2-3 inning from Colonel right-hander Chris Howell, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show earlier this evening. Mendale Dental Care presents our 7th inning stretch as we head to the home half of the 7th with our Springhouse trivia question just ahead. Kernels 4, West Michigan 3. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
To take your baseball or softball game to the next level? The premier place to do it is Perfect Game, located across the street from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Perfect Game's professional baseball and softball instructors will help improve your pitching, hitting, throwing, fielding, and base running abilities in Iowa's premier training facility. For the best individual baseball and softball instruction and training, visit Perfect Game. That's Perfect Game, just a fly ball away from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
When it comes to making buying decisions, people let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with ads, coupons, restaurant menus, and more. Delivering to homes and businesses throughout the area, Yellow Book combines the features consumers want with advertising rates business owners can afford. To place your ad, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. That's 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Grantwood Elementary School night. The Kernels have dug out of a 3-0 hole and lead it in the bottom of the 7th. 4-3. Mark Trumbo is 0 for 2 tonight, and he takes strike one from Eric Averill, the lefty. A home run by Flint Whipke with 2 out in the 5th, and then a 2-out 3-run blast by Patrick Riley in the 6th, and the Kernels are ahead by 1. A breaking pitch is rolled to deep short. Mark Haskey has it and fires to first. Out on a bang-bang play. Ooh, it looked like Trumbo beat that throw from the shortstop Haskey deep from the hole at short. Haskey did the right thing. He didn't backhand the ball. He came in at an angle and got in front of it and had just enough, apparently, on his throw to nip Mark Trumbo at first for the first out here in the 7th. Another great reason for you to visit the Springhouse Family Restaurant. They now feature a lunch and dinner buffet Monday through Friday. The lunch buffet, all you can eat for only $5.95. It includes a salad bar. The dinner buffet, Monday through Friday at the Springhouse, just $6.95. The Springhouse now offers a lunch and dinner buffet. Flint Whipke has taken 2 pitches low, and he's ahead 2-0. If you've won our Springhouse trivia question already this season, congratulations, but please don't call in tonight if you've already won. A $5 gift certificate will go to our winner. Ball 3, high and away to Flint Whipke. The phone number to call at the end of this Kernel 7th inning to answer our Springhouse trivia question, 896-7589, 896-7589. A 3-0 pitch grounded into left field by Flint Whipke through the hole of the Whitecap left side of the infield. Flint Whipke has his second straight hit. Bobby Magallanes gave him the green light on 3-0, and Flint came through as he grounded one to the left of the third baseman Middleton. In the left field where Justin Justice gets it back in. Here's Warner Madrigal. Warner's due. His average is .267. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Again, the number to call at the end of this Kernel 7th inning is 896-7589, 896-7589. $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse if you can name one of the 3 players to slug over 200 home runs in each league. Name one of the 3 players to slug over 200 home runs in each league. Warner takes strike one called from lefty Eric Averill. Madrigal steps out. Our Springhouse trivia question, name one of the 3 players to slug over 200 home runs in each league. The 0-1 to Madrigal. Ground ball up the middle. It's through for a base hit, and stopping at second is Flint Whipke. The Kernels have a one-out scoring chance here thanks to back-to-back singles by Whipke and Madrigal. Flint goes to second as Warner reaches, and let's see who that right-hander is in West Michigan's bullpen. Meanwhile, I have a couple of unexpected helpers here, one of whom is experienced in answering the phone on the Springhouse trivia question, so she'll teach the other new person how we do this. And, we've lost our phone line. It's gone behind the phone and now down on the ground. That's because some fella called in early, and we were hoping. All right. Now, since we have help here, you can call now at 896-7589. Name one of the 3 players to slug over 200 home runs in each league. And our first call is coming in. The right-hander in the Whitecap bullpen is Matt Rush. Matt Rush. Dallas Morris has swung at first pitches a couple of times this evening. A let-up of beauty drops in for strike one to the Colonel right-handed hitter. It appears we have a winner in our Springhouse trivia question. We'll share that good news with you in a moment. Whipke at second, Madrigal at first, 4-3 Kernels, bottom of the 7th inning. The lefty with a tailing fastball, he paints the outside corner for strike 2. Dallas Morris is flown to right and grounded to short. And indeed, we do have a winner in our Springhouse trivia question. We'll share the good news with you in just a moment. Thanks for all of you who called. As usual, the phone lines lit up. Dallas Morris will try to protect the plate on this 0-2 count. Ball one high from Eric Averill. Charles Young from Palo, Iowa. Congratulations, Charles. You named one of the 3 players to slug over 200 home runs in each league. Our helpers need to stay for just a few minutes. Thank you. The 1-2 to Morris. The runners go. And a pitch in the dirt. The runners advance to second and third on a wild pitch by Eric Averill. Well, Bobby Magallanes had a hunch that Averill would use a changeup. It was in the dirt. Ball 1 or ball 2 to Dallas Morris, and a big advancement. Whipke to third, Madrigal to second, and now the infield will have to come in for the Whitecaps for the play at the plate. Can Dallas Morris solve this lefty to try to give the Kernels a run here? No, a swing and a miss at the pitch in the dirt. The catcher can't find it. Dallas Morris hustling down the line, but I don't think... Well, let's see. Is he allowed to take first? Yes, he is. A pitch in the dirt, and Dusty Ryan, the catcher, couldn't find it, and it's a strikeout, but no out recorded. A wild pitch. They've credited Flint Whipke with a stolen base of third, and Madrigal goes to second on a wild pitch, and Dallas Morris, even though he struck out, reaches first base. There's still only one out here in the Kernels' 7th inning. And the batter is Larry Infante. Infield in for the Whitecaps. 4-3 Kernels, bottom of the 7th. And Larry swings and fouls it off to the left. Name one of the 3 players to slug over 200 home runs in each league. Palo's Charles Young did. Hall of Famer Frank Robinson. That's right, Larry. Or excuse me, Charles Young. Frank Robinson did exactly that. The 0-1 to Infante. A squeeze, and the runner started dashing home from third, and Larry Infante must have missed the bunt sign. He cracked it foul toward the Colonel first base dugout. He's in the hole 0-2. Frank Robinson hit 300 home runs as an American leaguer, 286 in the National League. He hit the ones in the National League early in his career with Cincinnati, then went to Baltimore, came back to the National League with the Dodgers. Charles Young, you've earned a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. Ooh, ball one just outside to Infante. The other two players to hit over 200 homers in each league, Fred McGriff and Mark McGuire. Bases loaded, one out, Infante. Taps it to second, the throw to the plate, out, and no other play. Larry Infante, a one-hopper to the second baseman, Will Rhymes. Rhymes calmly tossed home. It went 4-2 for the force out of Flint Whipkey. Larry Infante, unable to drive the run home from third, reaches on a fielder's choice. On to third, Madrigal. Up to second, Morris. Infante aboard on a fielder's choice. Again, the force at the plate went second baseman to the catcher. Now it's up to Brett Kuhn, who got the Colonel 3-run rally going in the sixth inning with a bunt single, a curve, and a swing and a miss. Mark McGuire hit 363 homers in the American League, 220 in the National. Fred McGriff belted 224 homers in the American League, 269 in the National League. Charles Young, a winner of a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. Kuhn takes ball strike two, a delayed call by the plate umpire. 0-2 to Brad Kuhn. Well, let's see if Brad can crawl out of this 0-2 hole and give the Kernels a lift with a base hit. Curve, ground ball to the pitcher. He moves to his right and has it and throws out Kuhn. Wow, Eric Averill keeps the Whitecaps right in the game. He prevented the Kernels from scoring. The Kernels had the bases loaded and one out, but Larry Infante wrapped into a force out at the plate. Brad Kuhn grounded back to the pitcher. No runs for the Kernels in the seventh inning. 2 hits. 2 wild pitches, no Whitecap errors. The Kernels leave the bases loaded and have stranded 5. Well, no margin for error for the Kernels as they head back to the field, leading West Michigan after 7 innings, 4-3. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team. Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
It's unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kill Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
Chris Howell on in relief of the starter Stephen Merrick set the side down in order in the 7th. And an 0-2 pitch is fouled right below our broadcast booth by Will Rhymes. Rhymes helped the Lugnuts score their second run, or the Whitecaps score their second run of the 5th inning with a sacrifice bunt. The 0-2. Strike 3 call. That's 4 in a row set down by right-hander Chris Howell. Oh, Chris Howell who told us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show that, and he was very modest about it, his proudest accomplishment in his collegiate career, winning or earning the Good Works Team Award from the NCAA and the SEC Conference by visiting schools, hospitals, nursing homes as a Tennessee volunteer. A high, lazy fly to left, stroked off the bat of Mike Hollimon, and the can of corn is gathered in by Patrick Riley, 2 away here in the West Michigan 8th inning. Chris Howell last pitched Monday in the series opener, a Kernel 5-3 loss. He hurled a scoreless inning, allowed a hit in 1 inning, no runs, struck out a pair. Here's Matt Joyce, bouncing one foul off the railing of the Kernel first base dugout. 4-3 Kernels in a fast-moving game on Grant Wood Elementary School night. Bases empty, 2 gone as Howell delivers a change-up, swing, and a miss, strike 2. Matt Joyce singled and scored in the first inning. The Kernels fell behind tonight 3-0 before a Flint Whipkey homer in the 5th with 2 out and a 2-out 3-run blast by Patrick Riley. And an 0-2 delivery is low and away. 1-2. To Joyce, and a swing and a tip foul into the glove of catcher Flint Whipkey. How about Chris Howell? 6 up, 6 down in his 2 innings of relief of the starter, Stephen Merrick. Chris Howell has been dynamite out of the Kernel bullpen. In the 8th inning, no runs for the Whitecaps, no hits, there were no Kernel errors. West Michigan leaves the bases empty. I misspoke earlier. The Kernels in this game left the bases loaded in the 7th. The first 3 men they've left on all night. The Whitecaps have only stranded 3 in 7 innings, 7.5 innings. After 7.5, the Kernels 4, West Michigan 3. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Palo.
With the new hurler taking over for West Michigan, an invitation to you from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop to help them celebrate their milestone 50th year in business here in eastern Iowa with a spring open house. Peck's invites you starting tomorrow through this weekend, through Sunday, to visit. There'll be a wide selection of flower and plant specials, sales, free drawings, and door prizes. Peck's is easy to find. They're at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast in Cedar Rapids. And they're hosting a spring open house celebrating their 50th year of growing with eastern Iowa starting tomorrow. Free drawings, door prizes, flower and plant specials at Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Heinley Stacia will lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3 Kernels. Stacia, 1 for 3 tonight, singled back in the first inning. Eric Averill pitched here's a bunt, foul behind home plate, strike 1 to Stacia. Eric Averill, the lefty, deserved a better fate this evening. He pitched very well, 7 innings, gave the Kernels 4 runs, only 1 earned on 6 hits. Averill struck out 5, walked none, and uncorked 2 wild pitches. Matt Rush is on, and here's a high drive into shallow left. Coming on to make the running catch is Justin Justice. Heinley Stacia flies out to shallow left, facing right-hander Matt Rush, who's on in relief here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rush, R-U-S-C-H. And he'll now face Pat Riley. This is the first time we've seen right-hander Matt Rush in this series. He's only 5'11", 180, 22 years old, out of Mount Olive College in North Carolina. Born and lives in Schenectady, New York. Strike one to Riley. Patrick, in his last at bat with 2 out and 2 on, took the Kernels from a 3-1 deficit into a 4-3 lead with his first home run of the season, the second of the night for the Kernels. Now Riley slices it foul down the left field line, just foul down near the 315 sign. Ooh, that drive slicing off the end of the bat by Pat Riley landed just foul. And he's in the hole. 1-2 is Pat Riley. Our baseball fun fact. The Boston Braves in 1952 drew only 281,278 fans. That was their final season in Boston as a National League franchise. 1952, they drew less than 300,000 fans. In their first season in Milwaukee, 1953, the Milwaukee Braves drew 1,826,000. Do you think that was a pretty good move, going from Boston to Milwaukee by the Braves? I would say so. Riley on a 2-2 count rolls it foul up the first baseline. And when the Braves moved to Milwaukee, the town embraced them in an unbelievable welcoming way. None of the Milwaukee Braves ever had to pay for a meal or a car. That's how generous and happy the folks in Milwaukee were to have the Braves when they moved from Boston to County Stadium in Milwaukee in 1953. And they had a 1.5 million jump in their attendance going from Old Braves Field. It's still used. It's on the campus of Boston University. They call it Nickerson Field. Swing and a tip foul at the feet of the catcher, Dusty Ryan, by Patrick Riley. That's our baseball fun fact. Two balls, 2 strikes to Patrick Riley. Rush fires just inside a fastball. Matt Rush in relief of starter Eric Averill. 4-3 Kernels, bottom of the 8th inning. 1 away, nobody on. Rush is a second-year pro. A high fly ball into shallow right. The second baseman rhymes out, but in comes the right fielder to make the catch, Matt Joyce. Pat Riley with a high fly ball into right for the second out of the Kernel 8th inning. Chris Howell in relief of Stephen Merrick retired all 6 West Michigan batters he faced, striking out 2 and walking none. Will Howell pitch the 9th, or will it be Ryan Aldridge out of the Kernel bullpen? Let's see if the Kernels can mount a 2-out rally here and score some insurance runs. It's only a 4-3 Kernel lead. The Kernels loaded the bases with 1 out in the 7th inning and could not score. A bouncer over the hill. The shortstop glides to his left, and Mark Haskey throws out Brett Martinez to end the Kernel 8th inning. So Matt Rush keeps the Whitecaps breathing down the necks of the Kernels as he retires 3 straight here in the 8th inning. The stage is set for the top of the 9th inning on Grantwood Elementary School night. The Kernels carry a 4-3 lead into the top of the 9th inning. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Kernel Radio Network. We're going to keep it right here for just a moment, as I have to, I can tell you that we do have a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Ryan Aldridge will take over, and I'll tell you about Ryan Aldridge here on the Kernel Radio Network in a moment after 8, 4-3 Kernels.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean,
mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mash up of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin Insurance Agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
Cameron Maybin will be first up, facing Colonel right-hander Ryan Aldridge. Ryan is the Colonel closer, and he's been fantastic his last few times out. Let's see if he can get Cameron Maybin. And if he gets Maybin, I like the Colonel chances of hanging on to this 4-3 lead and winning the game. If Cameron reaches, all bets are off. Ball one inside from Ryan Aldridge. Now a delivery low, ball two. Maybin, with a two-out double in the first inning, gave the Whitecaps an early lead. Ryan Aldridge saved Tuesday night's Colonel 4-1 win here against West Michigan. And a strike at the knees, a fastball. Ryan is from Middle Georgia College, a 17th-round pick by the Angels last year. He's pitching bare-armed before a Grantwood Elementary School crowd night of 1,576. Maybin still ahead, 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3, high and in to Cameron Maybin. Maybin. This call to the Colonel Bullpen, sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Maybin took a big cut and missed on a 3-1 pitch. The count full now. And perhaps the game hinges on this payoff delivery from Ryan Aldridge to Cameron Maybin. Maybin, the highly heralded Detroit Tiger first-round pick from a year ago, lines it into left for a leadoff single. Well, that's clutch hitting, isn't it? I said if Maybin reached that all bets were off as to whether the Kernels would hold on to this lead in the ninth, and I'll stay by that statement. I'm sure hoping that we can pitch around that leadoff single. I credit Ryan Aldridge. He threw a strike. And Maybin jumped on it and whacked it into left field, getting it back in Pat Riley. And now let's see if Justin Justice will try to bunt the tying run to second. Ryan Aldridge, 0-2 this year, on for the 6th time. He has 2 saves to tie with Tim Madison for the team high. Ryan has pitched 6 innings this season, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, struck out 10, and walked 1. Ball 1 high and outside to Justin Justice. Chris Howell set it up, and now let's see if Ryan Aldridge can close it and save it for Stephen Merrick. Fastball, low and outside, ball 2. Cameron Maybin, 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts. He's not going. And ball 3, high and outside. Ryan Aldridge digging himself a pretty big hole now here in the 9th inning. He's fallen behind Justin Justice, 3-0. 4-3 Kernels, tying run at first, nobody out, and a 3-0 count on the batter. Out to the hill goes catcher Flint Whipke. Ball 4, high and outside. Now we're in a heap of trouble. Well, you knew when the leadoff man got aboard, we were headed for trouble in a walk on 4 pitches. A heart-to-heart. Well, wait a minute. Here comes Bobby Magallanes. He may make a pitching change. It looks like Bobby may bring in right-hander Tim Madison. Well, doggone it. You can't blame Ryan Aldridge. He's doing his best out there, but he just couldn't throw strikes to Justin Justice. He walked him on 4 pitches. Bobby is standing on the rubber looking at his right-hander, and let's see if the Kernels go to their bullpen with another U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. The entire infield's gathered around Bobby Magallanes. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first for the Whitecaps here in the 9th inning. You just kind of had a hunch that if Cameron Maybin reached, the Whitecaps had a very good chance to tie this game or take the lead. They haven't done that yet. That's the good news. The good news is the Kernels still lead this game 4-3 here in the top of the 9th inning. Out to the hill goes Flint Whipkey for a visit.
We again remind the students from Brentwood who were on the bases immediately following the 19. Just stand there at the end of the Papa John's bus on the right field side of the stadium.
Will Ryan Roberson be bunting? Big right-handed batter, and Ryan Aldridge whirls and looks the tying run Maybin back to second. You get that leadoff man, and you've got a shot at beating these Whitecaps. But when Maybin reached, and they have the momentum now. A high pop foul off to the right, strike 1. Don't put it past Ryan Aldridge, however, to get out of this jam. There's a pitch low and outside, and it's 1-1. Tim Madison still warming up in the Colonel bullpen. Ryan Roberson so far has not shown bunt. Swing and a tip foul into Whipkey's mitt. Strike 2. That was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator panel, right below the inning-by-inning score tally on the scoreboard. Light breeze blowing out to right center. Brad Kuhn is shifted way around into right center as Roberson swung and missed. Strike 3 on a slider low and away. One big out here in the 9th inning. A long way to go as the Whitecaps now send in Dusty Ryan. Ryan singled and scored in the Whitecap 2-run fifth. They haven't scored since. The Kernels up by a run, 4-3. Big strikeout of Ryan Roberson by Ryan Aldridge. A double play would end this game. Strike 1 called, a fastball to big Dusty Ryan. The suspense is mounting here in the 9th inning. Dusty Ryan with the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first, takes high for ball 1. The kids from Grant Wood are all congregating down the right field line near the end of the plaza section. They want to run the bases after this game. Well, let's hope the Kernels can win it here in the top of the 9th inning by getting out of a jam. Dusty Ryan takes it just low, ball 2. Now Ryan takes a look down at Matt Walbeck, flashing signs at third base. Tim Madison is ready if needed here in the 9th inning. Maybin at second, Justice at first. Ball 3 upstairs. Colonel outfield playing very deep. Warner Madrigal is only 10 steps from the edge of the warning track and right. Aldridge is 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ryan Aldridge is competing his heart out there. He didn't walk Cameron Maybin to start this inning. He made him earn his way on. Maybin singled to left. Justin Justice did walk on 4 pitches. Brian Robertson struck out, and now here's the game's biggest pitch. Ball 4 inside. Crowd wanted the call, didn't get it from the plate umpire. Bases loaded, and the Whitecaps now on the verge of tying this game or taking the lead here in the 9th inning. The batter marked one up foul behind home plate, and Flint Whipke comes back and overruns it. That should have been the second out of the inning. He got no help from his teammates. Strike 1 to the batter. That's a play at this level. That's a very tough play, but you've got to get help from your teammates. Mark Trumbo did his best. He came racing in from first base. Ryan Aldridge came in from the mound, but Flint overran it. Strike 1. That should have been the second out of the inning, but as I say, at this level, that's not an easy play, a towering pop foul. It landed on the warning track material in play for strike 1. Don't blame Flint Whipke. He did his best, but overran it. A high fly ball to right. There'll be a play at the plate. Madrigal has a rifle for an arm. He catches it. Here comes Maybin. He scores to tie the game. Throw to third, not in time. And the Whitecaps have done as predicted. If they got Maybin on, they would tie the game. Mark Haskey should have been the second out of the inning. A sacrifice fly to right, and so much for an early departure to Michigan tonight. We will not be leaving at midnight as planned because West Michigan has tied the game here in the 9th inning. Well, that's a real letdown, but let's credit Warner Madrigal. He did not try to throw the speedster Maybin out at the plate. He threw to third, but that runner was safe. And now the Whitecaps, Corey Middleton will bat. He'll try to put West Michigan ahead. Got to forget about what's happened now and try to get the final out of the inning. And remember, at home, you always have the last at bat. Credit West Michigan, they've tied it. Swing and a miss by Middleton, strike 1. Ooh, we came close to winning this one in regulation, and still could, if we can get this final out in the top of the 9th inning. And all the credit to the Whitecaps. Man, they battled, didn't they? They didn't want to leave here. They came back to tie it in the 9th inning. Ball 1 high as Ryan Aldridge evens the count. 2 walks in the inning and a misplay behind the plate have cost the Kernels the lead. We're tied at 4. Corey Middleton with an RBI single back in the 5th inning, trying to give the Whitecaps the lead. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1,576, hoping the Kernels can bat in the bottom of the 9th inning with the score tied 4-4. The Whitecaps have tied it with a run here in the top of the 9th inning. The 1-2 to the number 9 batter. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ryan Aldridge allows the tying run to score, but keeps the Whitecaps from taking the lead. 1 run in the 9th for West Michigan on 1 hit, 2 walks, no errors, but a misplay. And the Whitecaps leave a pair. They've stranded 5. Well, let's do what West Michigan did. Let's score a run in the bottom of the 9th inning. After 8.5, Kernels 4, West Michigan 4. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen to Mix 96.5. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Mix 96.5.
It's unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Here we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. What a ball game. The Kernels erasing a 3-run Whitecap lead to take the lead into the ninth inning of 4-3. The Whitecaps, though, came up off the depths of despair, and they tied the game. And here we are in the bottom of the ninth inning. Mark Trumbo standing in, a strike called. Mark's 0 for 3 tonight. Kernels in one-run games this year, 0-2, 1-1 in extra innings. Let's hope we can win this one right here in the ninth inning for the kids from Grantwood Elementary. Matt Roush misses low, and it's 1-1 to Mark Trumbo. Outfield playing very deep for Mark, and they play him slightly to pull. Swing and a miss on a high fastball from right-hander Matt. I said Roush, it's Matt Rush. He's 1-1 this year with a 2.57 ERA. Ball 2, a sweeping curve outside. In 7 innings, Rush has allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 7 in 7 innings, walked 2. Kernels had a chance to sew this one up in the 8th or the 7th inning, but couldn't do it. They had the bases loaded with 1 out and didn't score. Here's ball 3 outside to Trumbo, a breaking pitch. Hits even at 6 apiece. We're tied at 4. Each club has made an error. A high drive into straightaway center. Cameron Maybin floats back. Now further back. He dropped it on the warning track. Trumbo's going to try for 3. Can he make it to third? Yes! Yes! Trumbo at third. Nobody out. Mark Trumbo's at third base is the winning run. Cameron Maybin kind of nonchalanted it. He tried to play it just a little too coyly, and it caught him. It caught up to him. He didn't catch the ball. He dropped it for a 3-base error. Cameron Maybin, the 19-year-old phenom, first-round pick by the Tigers, has done everything in this series. The one mistake he's made, hopefully, will help the Kernels score the winning run here in the ninth. He was at the edge of the warning track, 395 feet away, and he dropped Mark Trumbo's deep drive. Trumbo never broke stride. Bobby Magallanes absolutely insists that his fellas run hard out of the batter's box, and that's the reason Mark Trumbo's at third base here in the ninth inning with nobody out. Now, Flint Whipke has homered and singled his last 2 times up. Matt Walbeck calmly brought his infielders together, told them to come in for the play at the plate. Winning run at third, nobody out, bottom of the ninth inning, 4-4 game. Flint looks at a strike on the inside corner from right-hander Matt Rush. A misplay in center has the Kernels with the winning run at third and nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Whipke on an 0-1 takes it up and in, ball 1. Let's set the infield for you for the Whitecaps. Corey Middleton at third, Mark Haskey at short, Rhymes at second, and Big Ryan Roberson at first. They're all in for the play at the plate. Whipke, a right-handed hitter, straightaway stance. Swings at a changeup and misses, strike 2. The throw by Maybin to the cutoff man, Mark Haskey, and then to third, not in time to get Mark Trumbo. He's at third with nobody out. Flint Whipke is the key man in this inning. Can he put the bat on the ball? The 1-2. High, way high, a fastball, 2-2. The kids on the grass slope seating berm down the left field line have no idea what's going on. They're having such a frolicking good time playing tag and rolling down the hill. But they'll be cheering if Flint Whipke can deliver here in the ninth inning. Curve, and he punches it foul up onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, first base side. Flint fought off a very good 2-2 delivery from Matt Rush. We're in the bottom of the ninth, tied 4-4. Whiskey lines it into center to win the game. Whiskey lines it into center. Mark Trumbo crosses the plate for a 5-4 Colonel victory. The Kernels have won it in the ninth inning on a line drive single into center by Flint Whiskey, 5-4. It's Whiskey's third hit in a row, and the Kernels are mauling each other in front of their first base home dugout. It'll be a much happier trip at midnight headed to Battle Creek thanks to this Kernel dramatic ninth inning victory. Kernels 5, Whitecaps 4. Totals, highlights, and more coming your way next on the Colonel Curtain Call here on the Kernel Radio Network.
The history, the tradition,
Okay, that is not the... We don't want the open to the broadcast. Let's keep it right here, and we'll get that situation straightened out. This crowd is still alive after a Kernel dramatic ninth inning. The Kernels gave up the lead in the top of the ninth and won it in the bottom of the ninth, 5-4. Let's get back to our regular... There we go. We'll have the totals and highlights momentarily next on the Colonel Curtain Call here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
John Rogers back with you here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and the Kernels win it dramatically 5-4. I'm going to do my best now to cue up what should have been the Colonel Curtain Call theme. Let's see if I've got that in right now. I think we do. Let's listen to the Colonel Curtain Call theme, and then we'll begin the Colonel Curtain Call.
It's time for the Colonel's Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonel, John Rogers.
Well, thank you so much. The Grantwood Elementary School kids have all stayed around. They're pouring onto the diamond following this electrifying Kernel 5-4 win on Grantwood Elementary School night. Welcome back, Eastern Iowa, and to all of you tuned in on the internet on the Kernel Radio Network. This was a terrific ball game that saw the Kernels and Whitecaps battle in the fourth and final game of the series. West Michigan scored a run with 2 outs off Kernel starter Stephen Merrick, a 2-out single by Matt Joyce. Then Cameron Maybin socked a double over the head of Pat Riley and left. Joyce scored with 2 out all the way from first. It was 1-0 Whitecaps. West Michigan then made it 2-0 in the 5th inning. 3 successive singles by the lower third of the West Michigan order produced a run. A sacrifice bunt by Will Rhymes and a ground ball out by Mike Hollimon drove in the second run of the inning, and West Michigan looked like they may cruise home and take 3 of 4 from the Kernels in this series. But The Kernels battle back after lefty Eric Averill retired 12 straight Kernels. Flint Whipke ended that streak, or that string of 12 in a row set down, when he homered his first of the year over the left field wall. Flint Whipke cut the Kernel lead, or cut the Whitecap lead to 3-1 with his first home run of the season. That home run was the fourth of the year by the Kernels and meant another $25 from PRC's Community Care to the Haycap Food Reservoir in PRC's Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. In the sixth inning, with the Kernels still trailing 3-1, Larry Infante reached on a throwing error by Will Rhymes, and little did we know at the time that that would be a pivotal point in the game. Brad Kuhn then nestled a bunt just to the right of the mound, out of the reach of the diving Eric Averill, and Brad legged it out for an infield single. After Heinle Stacia struck out, Patrick Riley delivered a 3-run, 2-out home run over the right center field wall, and that vaulted the Kernels into a 4-3 lead. Chris Howell came out of the Kernel bullpen in relief of starter Stephen Merrick and pitched 2 perfect innings. The Kernels carried a 4-3 lead into the top of the ninth inning. Cameron Maybin singled on a 3-2 pitch from Ryan Aldridge, went to second as Aldridge walked Justin Justice. After Ryan struck out Ryan Roberson for the first out of the inning, he ran the count full to Dusty Ryan. Ryan walked on a borderline pitch inside to load the bases. Mark Haskey then lifted a sacrifice fly to right, driving home Maybin, and we were tied 4-4. The Whitecaps still had the go-ahead run at third with 2 out, but Ryan Aldridge summoned enough gumption and courage to strike out Corey Middleton to end that ninth inning without further damage. In the bottom of the ninth, Mark Trumbo lifted a high, deep fly ball to right center field. Cameron Maybin appeared to have it in his scope the whole way, but in front of the warning track, he dropped it. Trumbo wound up at third. Mark Trumbo hustled out of the box and was at third base thanks to the 3-base error by the center fielder. Flint Whipke on a 2-2 pitch lined a game-winning single into center to bring Trumbo home, and the Kernels win it 5-4. Here's the final line score for the Kernels: 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Kernels left 4 men aboard. West Michigan 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. The Whitecaps stranded 5. The Kernel winner in relief was Ryan Aldridge. He's now 1-2 and has 2 saves and a win to his credit in his last 3 appearances. The Whitecap loser was Matt Rush. He gave up the unearned run in the bottom of the ninth inning. Rush's record is now 1 win and 2 losses. The game only took 2 hours and 10 minutes, and it was played before a Grantwood Elementary School crowd night of 1,576. Kernels 5, Whitecaps 4. We'll return in just a moment with our PRC play of the game. You're listening to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste in Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, our pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
We're back on the Colonel Curtain Call. The kids from Grantwood Elementary School are still enjoying their thrill of trotting around the bases. And we have for you our PRC play of the game. Actually, I'm going to make a little bit of a different selection here on our PRC play of the game. Here we go, and we'll cue that up. PRC is the sponsor of our Home Runs for the Hungry campaign, and the Kernels belted a pair of them tonight, one by Whipke, one by Pat Riley, which we'll hear in a moment, and that produced $50 more for the Haycap Food Reservoir. Every Kernel home run this season means $25 from PRC's Community Care Home Runs for the Hungry campaign to the Haycap Food Reservoir. With the Kernels trailing 3-1, 2 on, 2 out in the home half of the sixth inning, Patrick Riley came to bat against West Michigan starter Eric Averill, and let's pick the action up there with our PRC play of the game.
It's only the fifth inning, and it's only 3-0, and a high drive to left by Flint Whipke at the wall. Goodbye! First home run of the year for Flint Whipke, and it cuts the Whitecaps lead to 3-1 here in the home half of the fifth inning.
Well, that was Flint Whipke's home run, and we must have mismarked Patrick. Well, let's see. Yes, I think we can get Patrick Riley's. It's not often that we're able to bring you 2 PRC plays of the game, but that's how inspiring the Kernel comeback was here tonight. So after Flint Whipke made it 3-1 with his 2-out home run in the fifth inning, the Kernels then with 2 outs did put runners aboard at first and second, and Patrick Riley, a left-handed batter, facing lefty Eric Averill. And I think we have it queued up now. Yes, we were visiting with Ellen Williams, the principal of our feature school tonight, Grantwood Elementary. Here's our second and final PRC play of the game.
Grade levels. High fly ball to deep right. Way back at the wall. 3-run homer. Ellen Williams, Grantwood principal, has called a 3-run homer by Patrick Riley. Wow, let's have an assembly about that at Grantwood. Patrick Riley belts his first of the year, the second Kernel stinger of the inning, and with Infante and Kuhn aboard, a 3-run homer vaults the Kernels ahead, 4-3 here in the sixth inning.
And that was our second PRC play of the game. If we had a third, it would be Flint Whipke's RBI single into center. Well, what the heck? You only have these kind of thrilling games, maybe 1 out of 10 or 15 in a season. So let's vault ahead to a third and final PRC play of the game. Mark Trumbo had his deep fly to center leading off the bottom of the ninth with the game tied at 4, dropped by Cameron Maybin, the center fielder. The count was 2-2 on Flint Whipke. Remember, he had homered. You heard it just moments ago. Whipke was at the plate. Here's our third and final PRC play of the game.
From Matt Rush. We're in the bottom of the ninth, tied 4-4. Whipke lines it into center to win the game. Whipke lines it into center. Mark Trumbo crosses the plate for a 5-4 Kernel victory.
That's the way it went tonight. The Kernels erase a 3-0 lead, then surrender the lead in the ninth, but win it in the bottom of the ninth, 5-4. Those are our PRC plays of the game. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Kernel Curtain Call with a look at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. This is Kernel Baseball on... Let's see, we're just... I've got... looking for the right... There we go. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen to Mix 96.5. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Mix 96.5.
It's unheard of. An industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kill Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
Before we get to the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, you've heard from Luvita Hill. You don't know it yet, but Luvita has told you about King's Material and the Kernel Reading Program with Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette already this spring. And Luvita, you helped spearhead a very well-oiled and exciting night for Grantwood Elementary School. It was really your first venture into this type of thing, and I wondered if you could reflect on some of the things you saw in the eyes or in the thoughts of the Grantwood kids. Did they enjoy it?
Well, the Grantwood kids did seem to enjoy themselves tonight.
Were they well organized?
They were very well organized, and the parent helper, Suzanne, she was very, very helpful and organized, and she had all the children lined up for us. Great.
She's something special, isn't she?
She is.
Luvita, when you were a student in the Chicagoland area, and our listeners will get to know you a lot better throughout the spring and summer, did you ever get to do an elementary school night at a minor league game or at a White Sox or Cub game?
I went to a private elementary school, so we didn't really do the baseball games, but we did have a reading program, much like the one in the Gazette and sponsors.
Well,
ours is sponsored by Pizza Hut and Six Flags.
Well, that's great. Reading's equally, if not more important than a school night at the ballpark. But from your perspective, what did you think of the Grantwood Elementary School kids capping the evening off with running around the bases?
They looked very excited to run around the bases. Some of them looked like they tried to go twice.
I think you're right. That, of course, sponsored by Velocity Sports Performance, the run around the bases after every Kernel Sunday game and after the school nights. Well, Luvita, thank you for being live on the air with us here on the Kernel Curtain Call, and thank you as well for helping me capture these scores that I'll relay right now on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. I can't guarantee, Luvita, every game you'll be at this summer will be quite this dramatic.
This one was an exciting game.
It was special. Luvita Hill with us on the Kernel Curtain Call. Let's take a look now, thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, Al Shetler, Brad Dunn, and Dale Thompson at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Good news from the Metrodome. This afternoon, the parent club of the Kernels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, sunk the Twins 6-4. Today at Camden Yards, Baltimore trampled the Tribe 9-4. And today in Oakland, it was the Tigers edging the A's 4-3. A final from Fenway Park, the Blue Jays bounced the Red Sox 5-1. Not underway yet, the Rangers playing in the Emerald City of Seattle against the Mariners. In the National League on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, they're in the ninth inning at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Washington, the Nationals are pounding the Phillies 10-4. At Miller Park in Milwaukee, the Brewers hold a 6-5 lead over the Reds. They're in the bottom of the fourth inning. San Francisco's broken on top of the Diamondbacks with a run in the first. The Giants lead Arizona 1-0 in Phoenix. And no score, well, it's not underway yet, the Mets and Padres at Petco Park. That's our look at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard here on the Kernel Curtain Call. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Brad Dunn, and Gary Shubat. The Kernels come out of a 3-0 hole, take the lead. West Michigan ties it in the ninth with a run. We go into the bottom of the ninth tied at 4. Mark Trumbo reaches on a 3-base error in center by the Whitecaps. Flint Whipke drives him home with his third straight hit, a game-winning tally, a game-winning drive into center by Whipke, 5-4 Kernels. We'll greet you tomorrow at 5:10 local time. We'll be in Battle Creek, Michigan, our final trip to the Cereal City, because that franchise is moving to Midland, Michigan, and the South Slope Communications Triple Play Showtime 5:10. Your questions will be answered by Colonel Manager Bobby Magianis. 5-4 Kernels. It was our pleasure bringing it to you here on the Kernel Radio Network, and tomorrow evening we're right back on 1450 KMRY. That does it. 5-4 Kernels. So long. You've been enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
KMR.